as ends up being another win for the Marlins. And Clayton McCullough will join us this morning. We'll talk to him. But, man, what are we, a couple games? You said, Woody, I just hear in the update, we're like 2 games back or 3 games back in the National League East. We've tracked everybody down. My God, it's crazy. And the Braves have cooled off. The Phillies are kind of been flirting around after really playing great baseball to get back to over 500 and flirting around 10 games over 500. And the Marlins 50 and 42 now had the third wild card position by themselves.
What a story, huh?
It's amazing.
And the Braves got pounded last night by pitcher. They're 3-7 in the last 10.
Yeah, they've been bad.
Phillies are a game ahead of the Marlins right now. Marlins are 3 back.
But they listen, the guys on TV were having fun with it last night, and they should, man. The beating those guys take and stuff they have to come up with for years when you have a bad team. There's nothing worse in radio and TV when your team's really bad. And you got to make decisions in your life like, it's really bad. I know the team wants us to, not sugarcoat it, but not kill people. Like, basically, the only rule we all have, I don't mind telling you, and I've officially broken them, is not asking for people to be fired because they're really bad at what they do. And that outside of that, you get on guys, you second guess people, and it's hard. So when you get something finally good, and I heard those Marlin guys last night, and they were just, and I was like, good for those guys, man. Good for those guys. Finally to have a product, and clearly the best story, because the Rays are no longer a great story that they're in first place. Hell, they're always in first place. They spend 20 cents on the dollar of what the Yankees, and it seems like they're always out in front or right there with them.
They're 4 games ahead of the Yankees right now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And 53 and 36.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's a great story. But listen, this story down here where has just been, again, I don't expect all of a sudden, because I'm sitting here talking about it's going to fill up the ballpark every night. But it really is great. And they're playing with confidence, man. And if they get old Jacob Marcy going in center field, because they're not going to take him out of the lineup. They truly wanted to build this thing around him. He knows it. Everybody knows it in the organization. But if he sticks with this, and he hasn't lost his confidence, had a couple of big hits last night, and he gets going with everything else, trade deadline will be interesting. And so anyway, we're going to have Clayton McCullough, the skipper of the team, coming on. But what a story, man. Just they are, sometimes you go on a little run, for 2 weeks, and kind of happens with who you match up with and stuff. And you go, yeah, okay, it's nice. But, then they go lose 5 or 6 in a row, and you're okay, this is kind of what we're used to around here. But if you're watching those games on TV, or happen to be the few that are going to the games right now, it's a confident group, man. Again, last night they're up 4-0, cruising along with a guy that's pitching. It's going to the All-Star game, and Max Meyer. And then they're down 5-4 late in that game. And you're going, oh, man, this hasn't happened very much. Hernandez hits a home run, hits it a country mile, and then they get that thing into extra innings, and Jacob Marcy with the big hit. And there's just a belief and confidence, and it just seems like it's solid. The hitting has been really good, starting with a leading hitter in baseball. And right down the lineup, they got a lot of guys. They got a catcher throwing guys out from behind the plate, and coming up with key hits. I just, man, you look and bullpen's up and down. It had a rough one out in Oakland. I know it's going to do that. Out in Sacramento with the A's, but that lineup and those guys he's putting out there, same core of guys basically playing. And they got the bats. They all seem to get going, and started June, and lifted a lot of batting averages. I remember, Woody, how long ago we were sitting there talking about all the guys sitting at 200 or under, and they're playing them. And Casey now all of a sudden is sitting with 50 RBI and playing right field, and he's picked it up. You go around Stowers, it's everywhere, and it's a great story. It is a great story, and I think after now 92 games, it's not going away. It's not going away. Seattle with a winning record so far out in the American League, and these guys don't back down from anybody. So hell of a story. Trade deadline is coming up. We'll find out. But, boy, I'll tell you what, you better not be sellers. You better not. And I got to tell you, man, the only thing, they're going to keep the young guys. I wouldn't imagine you've traded for all these guys to get them while you get rid of them. But Sandy Alcantara, but I'm hearing that the owner really likes Sandy Alcantara. And even though in years past, if he was healthy, they probably would have traded him at some point when they were looking to get as many assets as possible and potential as possible. But I don't know, man. Sandy Alcantara, they're going to get a lot of calls about him, knowing his salary and everything else. I just hope they keep him. That's it. And before I go on a rant of any kind, and we'll see. Owner has said we'll do whatever, and when we got a good team, well, you got a really good team. So we'll see what you do if you're a buyer or a seller here at the trade deadline. And I know
kill whatever's left of that fan base. You start trading away your players.
Well, the fan base is
in the fight for the division here.
You can't kill a tank that's already on empty by running extra.
I know, but it's a very likable team. You know,
it
has
is.
Nothing to do with the previous people that were around this team and any of that stuff.
Well, it does. Part of it does.
But fans got to come back.
I think
the ballpark is there. It's not going anywhere.
Oh, no,
right?
No,
fans got to get over the stuff that happened 10 years ago.
It's a likable.
But they do have to keep these guys, Joe. I mean, not only that, but they got to probably bring some people in here, like you care. But
I don't know if you have to bring a lot. I mean that. I mean, you always want to strengthen your pitching, either your bullpen or if you can pick up another arm in a 5-man rotation starting. But Woody, they got a lot of everyday players are coming up with big hits, and they bring these guys up, and you're going, I don't really know who he is, and he hits a couple of home runs in a series. Oh, wow. So anyway, they've done a nice job. It's been nice before we start telling them what they need to do in the future. Right now has been great. It's a super story. Story yesterday though, man, and it's funny. My phone, I never get calls on soccer. Never. And I started getting calls. Are you watching the end of this game? Joe, are you watching this game? Egypt and Argentina, you're watching. So I turned it on. I get home from a long day of tennis and cramping up in that heat. Stupid being out there yesterday, but it felt great to get a massive sweat. Get home and started second half. And all I know is Egypt is playing their ass off, and I'm going, man, what an upset this is going to be. Egypt's going to beat Argentina. I said that. I'm watching going, and they have this great play, and the goal gets called back. I didn't know enough about it, if it's a good call or bad call at the other end, but Egypt closes and finishes. So anyway, it's only a 1-0 game they're leading, and then they get another goal, make it 2-0 with, I don't know, 10, 12 minutes, whatever it was left. And then Argentina got rolling. Now, Egypt thought they got screwed. They're feeling a little bit like the team that just beat up the USA. They thought they got screwed. I didn't understand a word their coach was saying after the game, but they were pissed about that goal and the call, and it's obvious you want Messi in the tournament, and probably blaming the United States a little bit. Anyway, Messi, who miss a free kick, Woody. I mean, the guy reads it perfectly and bats the penalty kick away early, but he comes back at the end of that game. And I got to tell you, his corner kicks that he was dishing to his guys in the middle, I mean, he is right on the money, every friggin' one of them. And then he gets the goal again, and it just incredible. They score 3 goals to come back. There are people up that are up early this morning would understand. Listen, man, I don't care if you like soccer or not. If you watched if you're fairly new to the sport and have just always been, I don't like it, it's too slow, there's not enough scoring, whatever we say as Americans, if you would have watched the last 10 to 15 minutes or 20 minutes of that match, it was, and watching the Big Mo spin as quickly as it did. We've seen a couple games like this too, by the way, where teams leading and dominating, the other team can't get anything going, then all of a sudden something breaks, somebody gets a header in there, and then all of a sudden Big Mo flips quickly. It was just incredible to watch. Truly, I've never felt like that watching a match like I did the Argentina comeback yesterday to win that game 3-2 and move on. And it just adds to the, we talked about Brady's had 2 moments in his career that's added to his greatness of where he is. And he's the only guy I could really think of that's a team sport. You might be able to think of some others. 2 things. The Atlanta comeback in the Super Bowl with, halfway through the third quarter, and they're down a zillion points and come back and win that game. And the second one is going to Tampa Bay, going to a different team and winning a Super Bowl, considering how friggin' hard they are to win anywhere. Hell, win playoff games anywhere. And I just thought, well, that just capped it off for Brady. At some point, even when we used to debate, Brady's lucky, he's got Belichick and this and that. And then at some point, we all, whether you like the guy or not personally, or he rubs you the wrong way, the way he looks or whatever might rub you the wrong way about greatness, you just finally have to say, damn, Tom Brady's friggin' really, really good, wherever you want to put him. Some say the greatest quarterback. I don't know how you can argue the greatest quarterback of all time. And then you want to break all the other crap down I don't care about, but just winning and what he's done with those 2 games. Those 2 games, season and game, put him up there. And I felt like just listening to everybody yesterday, now they're going, listen, Messi and doing it again. He is at 39 years old carrying a team that's got some really talented players. Argentina is not like lacking talent. What he's doing at 39 years old, now 8 goals in this tournament. I know he's got a zillion. He's got the most goals in the history of the World Cup. He scored in 9 straight games. It's just incredible. He short hops one off the ground coming up and just rips it for a winner to tie the game, and then they go on and win it. But they're throwing him up and down. And the thing is, man, and I've talked about the book that's out about Messi right now. It's really good. But the thing about Messi, when I saw him emotional after the game, and not upset like Ronaldo, that emotional because he realizes he's not going to be playing again, but because your team won, and that's how much you care and how important this thing is to you, is incredible. He's done everything. I mean, this is literally just extra dessert, what he's doing right now. That's all this is, man. Just a few extra bonus points to get a little bigger prize, because he has done everything. And that was incredible. Incredible comeback. And, again, whether Egypt got screwed or not, they still gave up some goals late in the game. It's not always that. We're doing the same thing yesterday. They're whining about – we've had a little whining here about the officiating, and, of course,
it's gone over to football now.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Old FIFA's a little
every sport has a little bit of
terrible
officiating.
That is true,
problem, right?
Especially in playoffs and big games like this. That's a great point.
I got the ask yesterday for my son who wants to go over to see Messi. Over
you weren't the only one. I was with some people last night, and they were like, "Hey, man, when he comes back, I'm getting my son. Son wants to go to the game." Anyway, we got more stuff. He wasn't the only 39-year-old that put on a great show at the same time yesterday. We'll have that story. We got a lot more. We got football news. We've got a lot of stuff going on, and those friggin' Marlins are smoking hot. What do you got for us this morning?
All right, Joe, I have some great news for everyone out there. DraftKings is live in all 50 states, and yes, that means you Florida win or go home. That's it. That's the World Cup knockout round, and DraftKings has you covered for every single match. The DraftKings app is now live in Florida, so whether you're catching the early kickoff before work or the late match at the bar, you're in on every minute, every match, every moment, all in one app right here in Florida, the world's biggest stage in the palm of your hand. New DraftKings customers sign up with the code 1043WQAM. Spend $5 to get 200 in total rewards over 21 days. That's code 1043WQAM in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click to claim, issued in non-withdrawable predictions dollars that expire in 1 year. Ends July 19th. Terms dkng.co/predictions promo.
Disable vehicle to watch out for this morning traveling in Miami-Dade. This traffic report is brought to you by your local Twin Peaks. Disabled vehicle sitting along 95 Express heading southbound beyond Northwest 95th Street. That's affecting your left lane. Twin Peaks is unmatched for every match. Twin Peaks is unmatched for every match with 29-degree drafts of Michelob Ultra, handcrafted Casamigos margaritas with scratch-made menu and screens that put you in the front row every game. It's all going down at the Lodge. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views. That's traffic. I'm Aliyah Escobar on FM 1043, and you can listen to WQAM on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
All right, before we get back to the show here, let's get you our code word. And today's is Messi. The soccer tournament is here. We're giving away a soccer swag bundle valued at around $300 from Sinbad Sports at the Coral Ridge Mall in Fort Lauderdale for a chance to win. You can text that word Messi to 20357. That is Messi to 20357. For more information, you can go to WQM.com. This is a text contest message and data rates apply. Don't text and drive, Joe.
Oh, man. Well, I was talking about the great day for the 39-year-olds yesterday, both Novak Djokovic and obviously Mr. Messi there, who just put on another great show. I mean, it was amazing. Again, you're getting up this morning, whether you're a casual, whether you want this tournament over, you're okay, you like watching greatness, you kind of curious now, or you just love soccer in general, especially the World Cup. The Messi show was incredible. When you're throwing a guy up after the game, they're throwing him up and down in the celebration, and you see how emotional he was. And how important this thing is to him to get back and try to win back-to-back World Cups. I do want to say the other side of this that I haven't mentioned, to be fair. Egypt should have been up 3-0. And it was a great effort. For a goal that didn't count, to go coast to coast, and it was just clean as can be. And it was great. I don't know if it was a foul or not. I've said this for a few days now. But I'll tell you what, it's kind of refreshing to see. It's not just in basketball and football. It's in soccer. They go back after the guy scores a goal, like 20 seconds earlier or 15 seconds earlier, kick the ball all the way down and score. They go back and review it. Hell, I didn't know you could go that far back and review it. And they decided that there was too much contact or too much grabbing, and it affected, and it was so they took the goal away, which you can imagine Egypt was pissed. It would have made it 2-0, and they scored a little bit later on to make it 3-0. It would have made it 3-0, and instead it's 2. And then the Messi magic, and Argentina really put it together in those last 10 to 12 minutes and come back, and great header going one way, able to hit your head and hit it behind the goalie. It was fantastic stuff. And this is what great teams do, man. Great teams, and Messi and those guys and his teammates with Messi's goal to tie it up. It was just incredible. It was fun to watch. It was. Meanwhile, while that's going on, one of my other passions is watching Wimbledon. It's the biggest event to me in tennis. And Novak Djokovic, 5 hours, 15 minutes, 5 sets, and gets a win in a tiebreaker in the 5th set at 39 years old. Incredible. Now, he's got to play center next. Hey, congratulations. You get center now in the next in semifinals here coming up. But incredible. It's hard to watch 5 hours and 15 minutes, which I did not do. But yeah, it was incredible match back and forth. And somehow that guy, I don't know if you've ever tried to play tennis, but 5 hours and 15 minutes. I don't know if I play that as a tennis player in 2 weeks of tennis.
Yeah, it's hot there too. I saw people dropping in the stands.
They're dropping everywhere right now with the heat, right?
Crazy. I know, guys, there's new ways to take care of your body and all this stuff, but it seems like a lot of guys that are like pushing 40 or hell even above 40 now
and amazing
are playing at like a really high level.
Yes, everywhere.
That seems like a newer thing, right? Maybe it's because of the analytics and the way that these guys take care of themselves.
I think the biggest thing, Woody, is because I watch the way our guys eat. Nobody's eating like our guys will go out and get chicken wings and burgers and French fries, and the night before the team meal was burgers and a beer, and these guys, man, they well, hey, listen, they got nutritionists overseeing the food, And these guys are eating healthy, and they're looking for, hey, what kind of fish are we having today? Fish. We come from the meat, a big steak on the morning of a game. We'd had steak and egg. I had steak and eggs.
That's crazy. I mean, you got quarterbacks playing in their mid-40s.
Well,
Joe Flacco's got to be, 50 by now?
I got to tell you, to me, Tom Brady.
Playing Tom, yeah.
You brought this up the other day, Woody. I thought it was a great point. Tom Brady, I remember when he was in his late 30s, goes, I'm going to play to 45. And we did shows on it like, oh, Tom, get out of here. You got no shot. You're not that athletic. You're never going to. He did. And by the way, he won in his 40s. He won a Super Bowl or two.
No, he never lost his fastball there at the end.
So you're right. And by the way, he does take care of himself. Hell, he's got products all over the place that my kids buy. Mine is protein powder. Now, I went to look the other day, and I go, you know what? I'm going to make up something kind of healthy, throw some fruit in it. And I went back, and I pulled this powder out, and it's TB powder. And I look, thinking, damn, that guy's got a protein powder. It's got all the stuff that's supposed to be healthy. And my daughter, I call her, and she goes, oh, yeah, it's the healthiest stuff. I ordered it. I go, did I pay for it? She goes, yeah, but it's really good if you want to use it, too.
If you're going to take nutrition advice from someone, he's probably not a bad guy to start
But Woody,
with.
man, you're right. Like,
you see the video LeBron posted the other day?
Well, there's
working out. Guy's on one of those like balance balls, lifting weights at the same time. Like,
I agree.
He's a freak, man.
Hey, man, and that's the other thing is so my balance hasn't been as good as I get older, and I'm trying little things to help me, get around. And this balancing stuff and all this new stuff to help you and strengthen your core and all this stuff is this stuff's kind of new, man, that everybody's doing, and everybody is just saying how great this stuff is. And I hear all these grown-ass guys, Patrick Paul doing Pilates for his balance and I'm like, wow. This is crazy. Yeah,
that stuff is big now, man.
A lot of different things.
The yoga stuff.
And by the way, guys take a lot better care. I'm not saying that one thing we all still love is women, but I got to tell you, man, there's a lot of guys taking a lot better care of themselves. I'm not saying we still don't be sitting there and, when we're single going, man, what am I doing? I'm going out and.
But it does seem like there's a lot less of these guys going out to the clubs and getting smashed.
It sounds like there isn't because the stories become so big, but you're
everyone's got a phone. You see a Dolphin player at the club getting smashed out there. You
just don't see it.
Pictures and videos.
Just don't see it.
Yeah.
No.
Want to maximize the earnings while you can.
So Woody, we've got a lot of other stuff going. I know the LeBron watch is still on, and people are still saying
you hear all the stuff coming out yesterday.
Well, the Minnesota now, I hear all this Minnesota stuff, and that could be a great location. And they're showing what they have, and
they started getting into the wife likes Miami, and of course the wife likes Miami.
Well, I would just say this: she's probably going to get a little bit of a vote. Like you got to ask. I know in past I've had to make some decisions. Like, hey, what do you think? I got offered a job to go back home many, many years ago to go back to San Francisco. And I go, hey, what do you think? And she goes, no.
Put into that quickly.
No. She goes, I'm a Florida girl for a lot of reasons. I go, okay, I got you. I
think the one thing we learned about LeBron, though, is his moves are calculated. Like, there's no way he's sitting around with Rich Paul right now debating all these different teams he can go to. He knows where he's going.
Exactly. By the way,
when he told LA he wasn't signing there, he knew where he was going.
And he knows where he's going to fit in.
Yep.
He knows who can. And by the way, if the guy's frustrating, they're saying Cleveland might be making a mistake if they're thinking about signing James Harden because that's LeBron. James Harden's not a LeBron kind of guy. James Harden's not a lot of guys.
Yeah, there's not a lot of support.
And by the way, I just think that he's looking, going, ooh, we can't. I've played against that guy in the playoffs. That's not the guy I want. James Harden has got nothing in common with LeBron James, and everything that goes with it. So everybody's wondering if that might be holding him back because he opted out of the last year of his contract in Cleveland with the thought that they're going to extend it and pay him less money per year, but keep that career going into his late 30s. I don't see it with James Harden. There's two things that have happened for me in the NBA. I just got to get these off my chest this morning.
What do you got?
James Harden drives me nuts. I'm with you, Woody. You take shot, and I am with you. I just do not want him as a teammate. You think of guys as teammates if you were playing.
He's not a winner. He's a very good scorer. Impacts all that, but he does not impact winning.
And the second thing is, I will never understand the Jaylen Brown trade. I will never. Oh. You can sell me that he's too smart, and all the unnamed sources are saying this and that about him, and most of this stuff's been made up. That guy, all I know is that guy without his sidekick and the guy that's supposed to be a better player than he is, Jason Tatum, got hurt, missed all but the last 19 games of the season. That guy put that team on his back and averaged almost 29 points a game in the regular season, and that team was the biggest surprise in wins in the regular season of any team. Not even close. For that team, after the guys they got rid of, and your number, Jason Tatum, was considered a top 5 to 6 player, and Jaylen Brown gets to be the number 1 dude, and they win 56 games, the second best record in the East. And you got rid of him for Paul George and draft picks. It's head scratching. And you can sell me, well, we got to start looking to the future. No, it's about winning right now. The day of developing for the future is not good for business. I know. I've watched it, and so have you, up close with the Dolphins and what they've done. And they tried to speed it up. And they went out and got the top draft picks, had all the draft picks, and they made trades. And Chris Greer's beating his chest about the trades he made and said, man, nobody's complaining about me now. I got Tyreek Hill coming here. I got this guy and that guy. Man, I'm telling you, when you got something that works, like Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, what are you doing? I just don't. I'm yet to, and I saw one guy goes, Paul George when he plays is still damn good because everybody likes Paul George. He played 37 games, and he's 36 years old.
Paul George fell off a cliff. I mean, there's a lot of weird aspects to it. First of all, you traded him to a rival. Right. So Philly has a better roster than Boston. I don't know that that's even debatable.
Not even close.
Right. So
now they got to still play together.
You traded him across the way to a rival team like that. It's just very strange, man. And I don't know how they weren't able to get Giannis. Like, I don't know what offer they made for Giannis. But if you gave Jaylen Brown on those picks, like, it seems like it was a more attractive offer, right?
I don't know. I know some people are worried that Giannis can't stay healthy because he played in the 30s last year, too. There's a bunch of guys that played in the 30s.
Everyone talks about Brad Stevens like
we had one down here
that the greatest guy doing it. And I don't know what happened here.
There's bad play and there's no play. And when you ain't playing, they really get concerned with guys when they play 30 games in a season. Hey, Woody, we got to go to break here. We've got a lot more stuff to get to. So I saw Chris Carter did a tag to Delta. And listen, a lot of people have done this. He had a bad experience and something that was supposed to let him sleep better on the plane. Whatever it was. I mean, his was kind of weak, to be honest. But in general, for the airline stuff, we'll come back and talk a little bit about this. And we've got a lot more stuff coming up here with the Dolphins as well. We'll hit some of that. And Clayton McCullough will join us later on in the show. We'll have a big show lined up for you here on with the craziness. But yesterday, man, and again, I had somebody in the break, Woody, before I go to break. I do this every time when I'm drinking too much coffee. That FIFA wants Argentina in the finals, the Messi thing. I don't buy. I don't buy the conspiracy theories. I do buy the FIFA's got serious. They're dirty as can be.
Yeah, that's not
up for
anyone's
debate.
Going to do it.
But I just don't see people calling officials, and I mean officials are from all over the place. Although now I hear they were complaining about certain officials in this tournament because they knew them and they weren't very good, and they're going to be against their country. I don't know, man. I don't know. That was a hell of a comeback, though. If that thing got helped out by the officials, and then you still had a 2-0 lead. You still had a 2-0. It could have been 3-0. I get it. But you still have 2-0. And you lost it. Hey, I want to talk about Dr. Barry. They're not losing anything, and they're going to help you. And I want to talk to all my brothers out there going through a little anxiety, little depression. Things have happened in your life, all of our lives. My story is, drop down to the floor, and you got to get back up. And sometimes you just can't do it on your own. Even your buddies can't help you. I got a bunch of great buddies I play with try to help me, and it was a struggle, man. And then I hear about Dr. Barry and Recovery Unplugged and what they're doing, whatever it is, whether it's a divorce, whether it's losing your job, whatever things happen. Sometimes at the same time, well, I'll tell you what, your mental well-being can get a little messed up. I call it getting off the road. We want to get you back on the road. And Dr. Barry's team at Recovery Unplugged has your back. Their mental health residential program in Fort Lauderdale is a private, comfortable space to heal with music-based care that hits the right note. They accept most major insurance plans. I want you to call if you're going through this or you got a friend going through it. Call 954-737-4508. Dr. Barry's one of the greatest human beings I've ever been around. Very honest about what he's been through in his life. His staff is fantastic. They accept most major insurance plans. Call 954-737-4508 or visit recoveryunplug.com this summer. Heal out loud.
Still looking good on the roadways this morning in Miami-Dade. No major issues. There's some road construction still happening on US 441 out of Broward, northbound from Oaks Road to I-595. You need to watch out for. It is affecting that right lane, so just be careful as you approach. That's traffic. I'm Elia Escobar on FM 1043, and you can listen to WQAM on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Time for your weather report, brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, replacing roofs, roof repairs, maintenance, and hurricane impact windows and doors. Visit tornadoroofing.com. 83 degrees here at the moment. Going to get into about the the three figures in weather today, Joe, in the afternoon.
Woody, not that this has surprised anybody, but 11 o'clock I was able to find there was a big tennis tournament in town, so I got kicked out of our club for a few days for a national tournament.
Really?
So but hey, if you're a junkie, you know what the backup courts are in Broward County.
Mm-hmm.
So we found one before the lightning and thunder yesterday, and it was getting pretty dark, but we were able to play. And man, I got to tell you, I went a little under 1 hour, and I had to put the hand out.
You didn't have the 5-hour Grand Slam?
No, 1 hour. And by the way, I was trying to drink a lot of liquid, and
it was 101 degrees in my car when I went to pick up the kids yesterday. It was brutal.
And there was like no breeze or nothing, and it was
hydrate out there. You gotta
hydrate. Gotta hydrate.
You drinking those little powders still?
I am. I got one.
Those?
I got one here. I'm loading up. All right. So Woody, we got everybody going on their vacations. July is a big, and in the sports world, it's a big vacation month into June, early middle July before football starts up, and everybody, especially in our business, gets back, and Canes and Dolphins and whatever your favorite college and pro football teams. That's kind of a big thing in our country with the popularity. So everybody's getting their vacations done and traveling, and that one big trip. Woody, you're going on one. I just got home. Most of my trips have been out to see my dad, and I got to go to Sacramento. So I'm very open about my dad lives where I grew up, and he's by himself, and so getting to Sacramento is not easy. And I used to do the San Francisco direct, which you can do out of Miami, but I stopped doing it, and I go Sacramento so I can be closer. Once I get my car, I can drive up there, and I'm there. Listen, man, and I've been doing this for a couple years, and my mother passed away a while back, and so a lot of trips to California. If you're wondering, it seems like I've been missing more time than usual. I have. So there's two ways to get out there. There's basically American and United, whether I want to fly through Denver or go through Dallas. And I'm on the United thing right now because I've had some super delays. And listen, man, it doesn't matter. I saw Chris Carter stuff tagging Delta about
incorrectly, by the way. He did not spell it correct.
Okay, so
he tried. He did try.
But the fact that he put it out there, he works at what, FAU now? Is he doing some player development or something?
Yeah, you know, it's really funny. You brought up his name, like, as we were ending the last segment. We already got a text, someone calling him the biggest D-bag.
Yeah, he's not always the nicest guy. No question.
I think a lot of people had a rough run.
I've had a high and low relationship with him, to be honest, since we're trying to be honest and not complete frauds on this. So he's complaining about something, and listen, man, I get it. I get that delays suck, and getting ready to get on a plane and they tell you there's something wrong, or the pilots are over their hours and we're finding pilots now. It's going to be a while. Our plane's not here. I've heard it all in Dallas and Sacramento, and it truly, nobody's got a clean record on this, man. I've learned, and I get frustrated, and, you know, my days end up being damn near a full day to get from Florida to California, especially when you got to go to small towns and smaller airports to get there. But it happens to everybody, man. So I see what'd he say? He was Delta, but now after this, he's going back to American.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, brother, Americans had problems too. I was on a bad streak there with American, and I, you know, again, they both, I'll fly all of them. And when I have a bad experience, sure, I'm frustrated like everybody when you get home late or you find out. I've been in Dallas twice now, got the flight from Sacramento was so late. I finally get to Dallas and they tell me We don't have any more flights. You got to stay in a hotel, but you got a flight out first thing in the
You've
morning.
been through hell, by the way.
Yeah, but it happens.
You have had really bad luck.
I've
with
also
flights.
gone way out there a lot more than I
but
was
you've had it rough, man. You could have gone to Twitter and smashed.
But I don't. So I'm glad that and the fast food thing where people complain about restaurants.
You're bringing up the
reviews.
ones that have happened here.
Yeah,
we've had airline people that have gotten upset, and we've had fast food people. And restaurants.
Hey, man, if you want to send a letter or something,
you know why they're doing it, though.
I don't.
They're using their celebrity status because they have a following on Twitter. They're using that to call out the airline in the hopes that the airline will compensate them in some way.
I'm personally, now everybody's different. I'm personally not that way. And if I'm that upset, I just won't. If it's a restaurant that upset me with the food was bad, some lady said something, or
you don't want
whatever.
a gift card to come back the next time. You're just done with it.
I'm just done.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're kind of a normal person.
I'm not going to go. I'm not trying to put anybody out of business, man. It's tough out there. I know business it's tough. So if
by the way, no matter how much people complain about these airlines, like I don't know what they think is going to change. Like we got problems at the airport.
Yeah, but
knows
the weather patterns are crazy right now too, and sometimes they can't fly. And so I've run into that in Denver. I ran into that one. We had to wait 3 or 4 hours because of weather.
I'm flying to Charlotte on Tuesday for the ACC Media Days. And, last time I went to fly to Charlotte about 3-4 months ago, they canceled my flight 3 hours before.
Yeah.
So, I'd like to be there on Wednesday when the Canes are there. But there's no guarantees anymore that all these flights are taken off.
Hey, man, I had a clean one last time. Got off the plane, go, man, because everybody goes, hey, how was your flight, right? Normal thing. Kids go, hey, how was the flight? And I go, it was great. It was great, man. We take a little longer. I don't try to do that 45 minutes between flights now. And if everything's perfect, it's going to speed it up. And they'll go, nah, it's about, you all right with 2.5 hours between flight? Yes. I'll go eat and walk and people watch and all that stuff for a while. Hey, man, but I'm just not big on that. So I saw that with Chris and I was like, really, Chris? Just change, man. Just change it. You want to send something privately to him? Send something privately to him. But I don't get the – and by the way, it wasn't even a delay where you had a bad experience. It was something like – what was it? With where he was sitting or –
yeah, there's something wrong with his – it sounded like a first-class seat or something. He didn't get his purse.
Anyway, hey, so besides –
I like that people know who exactly when we bring up the food thing who we're talking about too. People guessed already on the text line.
Oh, that day that happened, I was about ready to go off. And I don't like the guy anyway, but that just put me over the top.
Upset.
Guy running in, the guy was on a holiday and the guy was closing and he accused the guy.
Mm-hmm.
They ripped him for not having. And by the way, the guy wasn't like the guy was going to miss any. It really didn't need the food, to be honest, if we were to be really honest.
Okay.
Should have been looking for a salad joint instead of worried about going back. Was it a pizza joint or a Kentucky Fried Chicken? Anyway. Hey, man.
You're not supposed to say that anymore. You got in trouble, very much trouble for that.
I did, didn't I?
Then we have another guy. I don't know if it was the same guy. Someone was pissed off. They got they didn't get enough cheese on their nachos or something. Remember that one? They were complaining about their nachos.
Yeah, but just go in and do it. Send somebody or go back and see the manager. But why put it out
because you know why.
But I don't understand it. Like
Chris did it. It's because they want some sort of compensation.
Wow. Okay.
Right? I mean,
yeah, no.
Why
I see
else?
it.
Like, what else do you think is going to come from that?
I see it. All right, man. Hey, besides all that stuff, we got a baseball team right now that is unbelievable. 50-42, third position in the wild card, third and last one, and moving quickly towards the top of the National League East. If they run down the Phillies and the Braves got off to a unbelievable start, where people thought they were like the best team in baseball kind of start. And they have more than cooled off. Phillies have run them down, and now the Phillies are kind of flirting around that 500 mark, and they've been up and down a little bit. And now all of a sudden, the Marlins have a record of 24-8 since June 1st. 24-8. That's not just a little hot streak where maybe you ran into the right teams at the right time. Hey, man, I tell you, they look like a team that is playing a lot of confidence, and they're looking around the room going, you know what? we got a lot of talent. We got a lot of dudes that can play. And since June 1st, it's like 4 or 5 guys and a couple guys have come up from the minors. And it just looks like this thing just all kind of came together. Last night, if you missed it, they're up 4-0 with their all-star pitcher, cruising along, looking good. And then all of a sudden, he gets taken out, and they go from a 4-0 lead. They're down 5-4 in the later in the game. And Hernandez hits a home run to tie it up in the 8th. And then Jacob Marcy, who has struggled at the plate here. And he's starting to look like he might start picking it up. That has a big single in the 10th, actually off the wall. And it's a game winner in the 10th inning. So another way to win, playing with great confidence, and a great story. 2 more with Seattle and a 6-game homestand here. We'll be telling you more about that coming up here. But what a story. What a story. And I got to tell you, folks, whether you're casual fan or hardcore World Cup fan, the Messi Argentina story, and this just adds to Messi's greatness, what happened yesterday. And Egypt, who had a 2-0 lead late in that game and could not hold it. There was some controversy, which, by the way, a lot of people are going to be talking about not only Messi's greatness and Argentina moving on, but Egypt getting screwed out of a goal, which either way, what a hell of a game. What a hell of a game. Unbelievable. We were just talking during the break about some of the plays that were made in the last 10 minutes, last 12 minutes of that game. Incredible by Argentina. Hey, we got to take a break. And before we do, I want to tell you about Super Sure. When you sign your insurance policy, for some brokers, that's the finish line, handshake, commission, done. Then you may not hear from them again until you do that renewal. Your business runs all year, and so do the gaps and the risks. That's why I'm introducing Super Sure. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, it can be too complex to just buy a policy online. Super Sure is a super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts, which translates your current policy into a plain English so you see what's covered and what's not, plus a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth, so you know actually what is protected and what's not. Go to supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Go to supersure.com. That's supersure.com. Paid for by Super Sure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
This update is brought to you by Doral Kia. In Miami to Domino's game, you always find your Abuelito. Whenever you want a low price, you save with your Pricito. Save now with your Pricito at Doral Kia. Starting with the Marlins, who beat the Mariners 6-5 in 10 innings. Jacob Marcy's single in the 10th brought in Xavier Edwards for the win. The Marlins are now just 3 games back of the Braves in the NL East. Game 2 of the 3-game home series with Seattle's tonight, with the first pitch at 6:40 from Lone Depot Park. You can catch the game right here on WQAM. And in the World Cup, Messi and Argentina advanced after beating Egypt 3-2. The Joe Rowe Show continues now.
Payoff pitch. Heriberto drives out to left. How far is this gonna go? We're tied. Smacked onto the concourse. 422 feet. And Big Bird, in a pinch hit plate appearance, gives us a brand new ball game. Jacob drives high in the air, plenty deep enough. That is off the wall. Edwards gonna trot in from third. A high arcing fly ball sails to the top of the wall in right. Marcy drives in the winning run, and it's a walk-off for the Fish. The train keeps on rolling.
Wow. Did not expect this. Going in the All-Star break. Marlins 50-42 in the third wild card position by themselves now. St. Louis cooled off there. And all of a sudden, all kinds of confidence. I mean, and you just look around and you're going, okay, and it's the same, a lot of the same names doing it every night. You're okay. And this thing now since June 1st, 24-8. That's no longer just a stretch of good baseball. They don't last this long. 24-8 since the start of June, as we're sneaking up on the middle of July here after getting a sweep out in Sacramento against the A's, and come back home for 6 before the All-Star break, and you get that first win where you actually had a nice lead with Max on the mound, and then all of a sudden you lose it. You're down 5-4, and Hernandez, you just heard, hits the solo home run, and then Jacob Marcy, the single in the 10th. It's too bad you only get a single, by the way, when you hit one off the wall, Woody. It's always kind of weird for me through the years. Like, what? I remember a bit with my dad, like, what? You only got a single. You had an easy bit. That was a double at least. Yeah, you only get credit for a single. The only thing is, if he would have hit it over the fence, then he'd got himself credit for a home run and got more RBIs out of that situation. Anyway, we say good morning to everybody. We got the Messi story, Inter Miami. Congratulations, Moss family. No matter what happens with Argentina, the Messi story. And by the way, he is leading that team. He is not this is not Ronaldo. This is they have nothing in common right now, Messi and Ronaldo. And I know Ronaldo's a little bit older than Messi. But this story, it's his team, and he is again 8th goal in this tournament. Some great passes, setting guys up too. Just unbelievable what he does, and his passion. Woody, I don't know if you stayed. I wanted to see the celebration afterwards. They're throwing him up in the air. The whole team got under him, and they're throwing. He's not a big guy, throwing him up 5-6 feet in the air, celebrating. Just how important he is to this team, and his greatness is just continues. You know, he's pulling right now for the debate for people, no matter where you're from, and you know who you think's the greatest player of all time. He's making it a lot harder to say that anymore. This has got the little feel of Tom Brady kind of stuff, where Tom Brady was, well, he's won, but you know he's won in that thing with Belichick. And then he has a great comeback against Atlanta when they should have lost by 2 touchdowns in that game. And Atlanta just, listen, it crushed the organization losing that game. The Falcons were toast for a couple years. They had a hangover they couldn't get rid of. A little bit like Seattle, actually, after they screwed one up against New England. And then he goes to Tampa Bay, and it's just like, all right. For Belichick didn't want me, so I'm leaving. I'm going to handpick because I got some teams that want me. I'm going to Tampa Bay. They got a great defense, and they got some really good weapons, and he wins a championship, wins the whole thing. And you got to drop the mic after that. That was that a moment, Woody, where we all kind of dropped the mic and said, all right, Brady's the best of all time, period. And I room with one of the guys, one of the best of all time, but you just got to go, okay. I'm not saying it's forever. Mahomes could keep this thing rolling and jump in but yeah, you start looking at stats and championships and Messi, what he's doing on the biggest stage right now.
Well, that's the fascinating part of it, right? Because I think it's easy for people to see what he's doing with MLS and be like, he's playing,
right,
against bad talent.
Good point,
Woody.
Not doing anything. Good point.
And that's very fair. But now he's doing it at that level. There's no one that could take away from, what he's doing now and playing those guys. He
short hopped that ball and put it right where he launched it up high for that tying goal. It was just incredible. And by the way, I had it rough. I was thinking the way it started, he misses a penalty kick. And they're talking about he's missed a few of these things. And they're like, oh, boy. And you're going, oh, man, you're going to have to hear about that. And then he comes down, and the biggest minutes at the end of the game when somebody's got to score, he's the guy that ties it up. And his setting his teammates up and just everything that he does. He's just not sitting there at half in midfield just hanging around. He and Ronaldo have nothing in common at this point. Now, you can, if you're a Ronaldo fan and he's your favorite guy, your favorite Portuguese of all time, that's great and whatever, and he's had a great career. Great career. One of the best. Will always be talked about in the elite. He'll always be in the VIP club. But, boy, I'll tell you what, Messi, at 39, we're talking about the 39-year-olds yesterday, because while Messi was having a great comeback, the 3-2 win over Egypt, with some controversy in there, by the way, Novak Djokovic, at 39 years old, is playing a 5-hour and 15-minute match that goes a 5-set tiebreaker to move on to the semifinals. In that heat, he played, well, they closed a roof there, but 5 sets. Incredible to play like that. Incredible, really was. And you got to really put together, I'm sure he was gassed, playing against a 25-year-old guy, 14 years younger, and just incredible. So what a day for 39-year-olds. We're talking about, it seems like we see LeBron still, 41 years old, just coming off a year where he's not same guy, but hell, man, there's nobody can tell me that he can't help your team if you're trying to win a championship. There's nobody can tell me what he did against Houston in those playoffs with his other two guys making all the money. They weren't even healthy enough to friggin' play and help him. It's the old guy playing out there that beats him. So, yeah, we got this story of with guys and now playing and taking care of their bodies and playing into their 40s and late 30s is amazing. We got a quarterback playing with the Rams right now. How old is he? 38 now? Does that sound right? But he's still coming off an MVP season, had a great year. There are a lot of guys, man, playing in their late 30s.
Yeah, 38, 18th season in the NFL.
Gosh, dang. Anyway, and we got the LeBron watch, of course, still going on. I'm so tired of hearing about same teams, and now Minnesota's got a chance. And the Cavs have now signed up. They've signed an extension to Donovan Mitchell, gave him $273 million, and he's still going to go there. And he think they got a chance, and Golden State's got a chance, and he's gonna slow walk this thing through, man. This is. He says, I've done a lot. I'm gonna wait, and I still think would you be shocked that he signed a contract for like $6 or $7 million for 1 year? There's no way. He knows he's still going to have to be a big part of this thing.
I know. I don't think the money matters to him at this point.
No, but still, isn't part of your ego. I know you don't want to be the 10th highest paid guy on your friggin' team. I'm exaggerating, but not too far off.
He's going to have to take some sort of pay cut.
No, but you don't think he was pissed, those two guys that he was playing with in L.A., and the way they couldn't even help him. And they're going, well, we're building around him for the future because you're an old guy. But he wants to start. I don't see him coming off the bench. I don't see him playing a lot less minutes because I think he wants to play. He's got Messi in him. He's got Djokovic in him. Those guys want to be great for friggin' ever. It's not going to stop. It's not going to go, this is the year I finally sit at the end of the bench, because physically he still looks, not every night. I mean, I'd play him. I'd sit him more games, and I'm against sitting guys, but if he's got to play 65 games to get ready for the playoffs, one of the most durable superstars of all time as well. So, yeah, we'll be watching to see what happens. And, boy, I'll tell you what, he'd be a great last piece for this Heat team. And then we can roll it and see what happens. Hey, we've got a bunch of other stuff to get to here coming up. Chris Perkins, Sun Sentinel Dolphins columnist, going to join us at 8 o'clock as we start looking ahead. There's one guy we haven't talked much about because he didn't do much in the offseason. And he's your first third-round pick, Caleb Douglas, who got a little banged up. I'm guessing he pulled a muscle. But we haven't seen much of him. And we're going to talk to Chris Perkins about their first third-round pick, the first of three, and the one receiver that we honestly haven't talked much about with Chris Bell and Kevin Coleman. Chris Bell expected back, I think, in the second half of the season. Kevin Coleman already making a nice little OTA minicamp splash to get on the board a little bit here. And don't forget about me when camp starts. And Caleb has got what they're looking for, 6'4", big target that can run. Got to come back, man, and be ready. And hopefully you've been studying that playbook so you know what's going on. But, yeah, we'll talk to Perk about that and some other topics as well with the team, including Malik Willis and the running game. We'll have all that for you coming up at 8 o'clock this morning. We've got more stuff to get to here this morning as we continue on with all the things we've been talking about. Yeah, man, honestly, it's one thing if your planes are delayed and you're frustrated. I truly get it. I do. Not only Chris Carter, but Chris Carter didn't even go through a delay. His plane wasn't delayed. And they didn't have a mechanic, and they had pilots and stuff. It was just something like, look at, man, if you fly a lot, and Chris Carter should know this like everybody else, it's going to happen, man. It doesn't matter the airline. Nobody's got a perfect record in the airlines. It's going to happen. Whether you're telling me you're more Delta, it doesn't happen on United, doesn't happen on American. It happens on all of them, man. It happens on all of them. So I just don't see what you're getting out of tagging the so everybody can see it, send it out so everybody can see
Maybe
it.
a free upgrade on the next flight. Or you get a gift card for us.
I think Chris is better than that.
Some food on the next one.
I think, you know what? There's this new thing. If you're not happy, instead of sending it out how unhappy you are, not that anybody really cares, why don't you just change? Just like you got choices without bad mouth.
The
And
grass
same thing,
is not always greener when it
same
comes
thing
to
with
airlines,
restaurants, man. I went to a restaurant recently, and I was coming home with my wife, and I looked at her, in the car, and I said, "Hey, what'd you think?" I'm not going back. She goes, "Oh, I'm glad you said that. Me neither." But I didn't think about, hey, honey, let's go home and write something up. Let's make sure we badmouth this restaurant. Could have been, hey, man, could have been a different chef. Could have been, just you got a lot of choices. Just go to another one. You don't got to badmouth anybody. Does that make you feel better? I don't get it. I don't get it if it's a fast food restaurant. They screwed up your order. That happens all the friggin' time. Anyway, thank you for letting me get that out of here. Atlantic Men's Clinic. I'm going from food to Atlantic Men's Clinic. What a combination there. Hey, man, ED and low T affecting your life right now where you are angry all the time or not happy or tired, grumpy. If you've been called a grumpy old man or kind of a grumpy father, boy, I'll tell you what, man. Maybe it's time to look at that low T thing. It's getting bad. Your energy level, the word on the street is you're not as active as you used to be, and you're just blaming age on it. Well, you don't have to. You don't have to. And usually following low T around is ED. It's a terrible cousin. It's that cousin you never liked. Sex drive is gone. First, it's hit and miss for a while. Then you start cheating a little bit on the blue pill where you get the headache. And then you're going, oh, God, what am I going to do, man? She's still looking great. Well, you go to Atlantic Men's Clinic. You knock out ED and low T together. That's what you do. You're going to get great results like I did. Two years and a few months into it. I got the PSA test. I met with their professional staff, and I got educated. Man, I didn't realize just how stupid I am. I sat and they explained everything because every man out there is going to get ED and low T. Every man, black, white, skinny, heavy, it doesn't matter. We're all going to be looking at each other at some point going, I know you're lying to me. You got ED and low T. Well, if you want to get rid of it, that's the good news here. Atlantic Men's Clinic is guaranteed to knock it out for you, man. I'm telling you right now, they have 7 locations in South Florida to serve you. Once you get all the testing, the PSA test, you meet with that professional staff, you set up that first appointment. It's the most important one. You got to push yourself to go down there and meet with them. 877-455-7300. Meet with that professional staff. They'll educate you. They'll get your results, and then they'll put you on a program where you will know it's for you. This program's for you, not me. And you're going to get great results. And all of a sudden, your vacation, you're active again. You're running around. You're keeping that weight off because you're active. You're burning calories. And that sex life is back like it used to be when you first met her. How's that sound? Well, if you're ready for it, go to AtlanticMen'sClinic.com, 877-455-7300. At Atlantic Men's Clinic, it works, baby.
A lot more traffic on the roadways this morning. Traveling in Miami-Dade. This traffic report is brought to you by the Casino at Dania Beach. Slow moving 95 Express southbound from Miami Gardens Drive to Florida's Turnpike. And also starting to tap those brakes along I-95 southbound from Northwest 81st Street to I-195 East Miami Beach. That's traffic. I'm Amelia Escobar on FM 104.3. And you can listen to WQAM on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
By the way, what the hell's a seat mattress? You and I talking during the break about Chris Carter upset with Delta. That's got to be a first class thing, right?
Well,
The
he posted a
mattress cover?
picture of it.
Yeah,
so
does it look
try to explain?
Does it have a first class look to it?
It says designed for dreams. Let luxurious Missoni bedding, including a duvet and plush pillow, usher you into your dreams. Once at cruising altitude, you're free to lie your seat flat and slip into deep rest using your lumbar support pillow as a mattress pad.
That's got to be first class because he was coming from Hawaii or something. Is that right?
Yeah.
I think he was coming from
your
Hawaii.
lumbar support pillow doubles as a mattress pad. Unroll and attach the back of the headrest. Pair with the duvet for ultimate relaxation.
Yeah, that'd screw up the whole trip. Yeah. I mean, that's something you got to call somebody out. Not the fact that the plane might have been late or, right?
The replies I was showing you during the break are fantastic.
Yeah.
Not a lot of Chris Carter fans out there, apparently.
He didn't seem to be in touch with some things. Yeah. By the way,
by the way, Joe, like in fairness, like you can message these airlines or whoever, you can private message them and they will respond. Like it's the same conversation.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it in this manner where it's public and it just makes you look like you're whining.
Yeah.
And trying to throw shade at them just for some sort of compensation.
99.9% of the people that fly in the back of that airplane or in the middle part of that airplane, that's the last thing they want to hear about, whether you were comfortable while your seat was all the way back and you're trying to catch a little shut-eye before you got to Boca.
Yeah, I think you said out of touch, kind of out of touch for a guy that's working at a college too.
Yeah, probably not a great
You
look.
need the 18-year-old kids or whoever you're recruiting out there seeing you crying like a baby about your first class seat.
Yeah. Anyway,
or
so he's switching
class or
but he's switching to American. He's going American.
Thank
Next
God,
time he goes to Hawaii in that same seat, he wants to make sure American, you're up next.
I don't know how many people are loyal to like one airline. Like when I book a flight, I just whatever is the best itinerary. Usually, I'll book.
I told you I'm
specific airline because it's all hit or miss.
I just been flying to the same place so much. It's either United or American to get.
And you go which one everyone has the best
Sacramento,
option, right?
Well, best time.
Yeah.
And cheapest.
Yeah, of course. Well, I think most people do that. And I know there's a lot of business people out there that have to fly like the same airline. You know, like I know Omar books all his flights with one airline.
Omar's one of those guys too now.
Yes.
Omar's known to not happy with the luggage. They weren't waiting for us.
Oh, that was right. That was Southwest. He was like, or maybe it was Spirit.
It was Spirit.
It was Spirit.
It was
Spirit.
Spirit. Spirit's gone. There's no reason to beat him up.
He was standing outside the airport waiting for someone to take his bags. Like he was checking into the Four Seasons. And
you think you got that cheap price because there's gonna be extra guys waiting for you?
Excuse me, sir. Are you gonna take these? Like just standing there.
I just don't get it. Everybody's
Who's even checking bags anymore these days? That's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah,
checking bags is. You check your
I do.
Bag checker? How's that gone?
So I got to be honest. I'm one of those guys when I'm sitting in Denver or sitting in Denver or in Dallas.
You don't carry it around with you.
Yeah.
Have you had good luck? Has it made it every time?
No, every time. That has never been a problem.
Okay.
Every time.
I don't think I've ever had my luggage lost either, but I really try to not
every
check
time.
a bag at all.
You got to wait a few minutes when you get there. But
yeah.
Again, there's not a whole lot of people at that Sacramento International Airport or whatever they call it, Sacramento Airport. It's not that big. It's just not that big airport, so it's not bad. Not that a lot of you have been to Sacramento. No reason to go there. You don't have a
Well, they almost had sports history the other day, but
they did. Oh my God!
came up a
Well,
little short.
I'm glad you brought that up because Clayton McCullough, Marlins manager, is going to join us. We'll ask.
I'm
him.
over it. You know, I don't even.
No, we got to
I'm
bring it
over
up though. Got to bring it up.
It's all right.
I don't know. For the only one that bothers me is the get rid of them. This stuff all ties in together, right? It really does, sort of. Like the guy, and again, if I was there, I'd have been pissed too. If I was watching that game out there in Sacramento, where not a lot of good things happen at the baseball park, and you got the perfect game going, I get it. I do. Everybody gets that. Hey, Clayton McCauley gets that. He understands. But to say you should get rid, that's a reason to get rid of a manager. No, reason to get rid of a manager is you're with the Mets. You want to get reason to get rid of a manager. Your team just went out and spent a whole bunch of money and you're really, really bad and you don't play baseball the right way. And you got guys that are stupid, that just fundamentals of the game they totally forgot when they were growing up. That's when you get rid of managers. That's when you go, oh, he's about done. He's going to be in trouble. Not when the guy's down here and he's 50-42 and got those guys playing really well, man. Got them playing really well. 24-8 since June 1st is the story with the Marlins right now. Chris Perkins, Sun Sentinel Dolphins columnist, going to join us at 8 o'clock. And Perk likes to talk about leadership and stuff. The leadership thing, and I saw he mentioned Zach Thomas, Jason Taylor, and Dan Marino. Three of the greatest players,
Yeah.
Perk. I don't know how we're doing on the leadership with those guys, but they were great players. If it's lead by example, then you got it.
At least it's better than 10 wins thing. But.
Yeah, but again, the three names he pulls
I know,
out,
those are
people are
good
going to
names,
go,
those are good
Perk.
names.
Those are like,
Mm-hmm.
Perk, those are three of the greatest players in the history of the franchise.
You've been banned from doing that, from even mentioning Marino's name.
That's true. I broke it.
Well, he broke it. He did it to you.
Yeah.
But you've been banned from doing that. You can't
I
even
try
do
not
that.
to bring them up.
He's not walking through that door.
I have some great stories. I can't use them. I almost used a great story.
What do you got?
No, Mike McDaniel came up to Dan Marino and was all fired up about their passing game when it was really rolling there. And remember that? It looked like Tua was going to throw for 50 touchdowns. And said, hey, man, we're going after your records. We're going after your records. I said, all right, we'll see. Didn't get there. Didn't quite get there. Anyway, that's a half story just because I didn't want to tell the whole thing. And that was a nice part. So nobody will rat me out. Anyway, hey, Wood, besides all that and the Messi story last night, I have not had anybody tell me yet because I don't know. And if somebody out there really, really, really knows soccer really well, because Egypt, their coach after the game was pissed. And he was going on and about this thing. They want Messi. It looks like they want Messi in the finals, and we got screwed. Did they get screwed out of that goal or not? Was that a good or bad call? By the way, that you talk about delay call. They let that guy run all the way down the field, set it up, sets another guy up for a goal that would have put them up 2-0. They went up 2-0 later anyway, but going that, it would have made it 3-0 now. And they go back after the guy scores, they stop. I guess this is what they do. I mean, it felt like 20 seconds later, 30 seconds later. And then they do this review and they said, no, it was a foul. And they showed it about 20 times. And I don't know. I truly looked at it. I've been very honest about my knowledge of soccer. I don't know to this minute from the game in the afternoon. Somebody would have to tell me, was that a foul or not? Or did Egypt get screwed on that? So anyway, hey, we've got more.
When we get something relayed over, I will.
Yeah, I just want.
I know the Egypt coach was pretty pissed, but
he was fired up. He said he won't watch the rest. I mean, he was going
no
after.
Question. They need Messi in this tournament.
Yeah,
but I don't think
you're not doing conspiracy.
You know, man, I don't know.
Theory,
FIFA's like kind of.
You think
FIFA?
Goes.
I think FIFA's anything goes. I really do.
But I know.
I think it's incredibly corrupt.
It is. It is. It is. You can't argue that.
Like if
Give
the NFL's front office got raided by the FBI, I think we'd have some serious doubts about football going forward.
So FIFA has been,
They're just incredibly corrupt.
boy, they're years and years ago. Remember the article about the amount of money, the kickbacks to get
Yeah.
to the Olympics to certain places and FIFA to certain places.
The Olympics
It was
are
just
rough
so
too.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, both real
The
bad.
FIFA's just, I mean, they're known for this stuff. Look what they did with the red card thing, man.
I know, but Woody, can I just step back? No, that was terrible. And by the way, you got a president bragging about what he did. He got it done.
I mean, I think most people can agree, like whether you like the call or not, like it was just kind of a weird thing to do the day before the game.
Yeah, and the rest of the world, they had teams that are going, this is not right.
Yeah,
we're getting bullied.
It was very,
but
very strange.
I still have trouble believing the FIFA sitting back, even as dirty as they are, and going, I want to keep 5 stars in this tournament. Our 5 best players, let's keep them alive, right? Because I don't know. All those top guys are still in the tournament, man, that are carrying their teams right now. All right.
I have something for you in the headlines about their upcoming negotiations for TV deals here for the next World Cups.
Okay.
Wait till you hear how much money's on the line. And
oh, yeah.
You tell me what you think after
there's
that.
some people at the top of FIFA going on nice vacations, going to be living well. I get it, man. I totally get it. Hey, I want to talk about 2 guys that I want you to remember these names. I hope you never have to go through the reason you have if you're going to call them. They're Harvey and Gary. Yeah, Harvey Cohen and Gary Judah, the partners of Cohen and Judah Injury Law Firm. Listen, man, I hope you never go through being injured in an automobile accident, a slip and fall, or anything else where you need to call somebody to represent you with something that wasn't your fault. And that's why I love talking about them. I know there's a lot of choices out there, but there's one big one that's national that the family's always talking. And I listen to all these spots. I'm like, wow, it's amazing. The family from coast to coast, and the family's going to take good care of you. And I'm like, how's the family going to take good care of you, man? They got thousands and thousands of attorneys. They're not doing anything except these nice commercials. That's it. I want somebody that lives in my neighborhood that I know is going to take really good care of me, that when I walk in, the partners on that law firm, their names on that law firm are going to take care of me. And that ain't happening on a lot of these spots I'm seeing on TV. Oh, yeah, I'm finding out a lot of them. Good front guys, don't get me wrong, good front guys. But are they really going to handle your case, huh? Well, I know when you go to Harvey Cohen and Gary Judah, those guys are going to take care of from start to finish with 35 years of experience, big enough to go to trial and get you multi-million-dollar results, small enough just to call you back. See, they can communicate. They don't have a zillion cases that they're taking care of at once. They got it where you are a priority all the time. You can call them, they'll call you, and keep you up on how everything's going. And I love this, man. They're big enough to go to trial and get you multi-million-dollar results, small enough just to call you back. That's important. I tell everybody this. You should go to ConanJudah.com and just read the reviews. They're not handpicked by Gary and Harvey. No. They're people. This is what they're saying about the work that they've done for them and they're going to do for you. And remember this. Call 866-FAIR-FEE or go to ConanJudah.com. They don't pay other lawyers to do the work you hire them to do.
Disabled vehicles slowing you down in Miami-Dade. This traffic report is brought to you by your local Twin Peaks. Slow moving on Florida's Turnpike southbound right before mile marker 51. That has your right lane blocked. Twin Peaks is unmatched for every match with 29-degree drafts of Michelob Ultra, handcrafted Casamigos margaritas, a scratch-made menu, and screens that put you in the front row every game. It's all going down at the Lodge. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views. That's traffic. Amelia Escobar on FM 104.3, and you can listen to WQAM on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
And now, it's time for Hollywood's headlines. Without further ado, here's Hollywood.
All right, Woody. What do you got?
All right.
I just heard a good one, man. It
Go ahead.
was a foul, but if you're gonna let the ball play on, you shouldn't go back to review it after they've scored.
Okay.
I don't know. Does that make any sense? That made sense to me. That's the only reason I read to. What do you got, Woody?
You want to make it a part of our World Football Scoreboard here, Joe? Brought to you by your local Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks is unmatched for every match with 29-degree drafts of Michelob Ultra, handcrafted Casamigos margaritas, a scratch-made menu, and screens that put you in the front row every game. It's all going down at the Lodge. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, and scenic views.
By the way, did the girl at Twin Peaks, just for the record, do you remember, was it it's so great you're with your grandkids or your kids? Be honestly.
I thought it was grandkid, but I was much younger then. I guess you would have been too. But
well, yeah, I didn't get older, like you, man.
Maybe
I think
it was that.
I think it was kids. She goes, "Oh my God, sir, I think it's so great.
Yeah.
You're with all your kids." I go, "What do you think?
Maybe
I
it
got
was
like
kids,
12
but-
different mothers?"
But you were with I was probably 30 at the time. The other people we were with probably in their late 30s. So
Yeah, all right.
Whatever.
Well, the grandparent thing's a little. Now I got grandkids. So it's
that's true.
different.
You do.
All right.
You do,
What
Grandpa
else?
Joe. All right, Joe. Part of our football update here. Did you see that there are a handful of companies now interested in the 2030 and 2034 World Cup broadcast rights? No surprise here, Joe. Disney, YouTube, Netflix, all want a piece of the action here.
I think Fox got a great deal and made a ton of money on this, and off their original contract. Now this thing's really taken off, and they're not getting that good deal anymore.
So we're going to throw Amazon in the mix here as well, possibly, Joe. It says FIFA plans to package both the English language and Spanish language rights for the 2030 and 2034 World Cups, adding that executives at various media companies are budgeting between $1.5 billion and $2 billion for the U.S. rights to each tournament across the languages. Fox paying $485 right now for the
bargain.
Yep, it is a bargain.
Wow. Hey, I got to tell you, man, I've enjoyed this. Enjoyed the handful of games I've watched during the day that are. I love those daytime games with my schedule. Selfishly, work for me. That late night doesn't work for me. Anyway, what else?
So interestingly enough, I didn't even know this. Netflix already owns the rights to the 2027 and 2031 Women's World Cups.
Okay.
I don't know if you knew that.
I did not know that.
You didn't. Interesting. We had a good USA team, don't we, for the women?
Oh, our team, yeah.
Usually pretty good.
Men and women have nothing in common.
No, that's.
I think Dennis Rodman's daughter is like the best player.
She is, yeah. She's a good player.
I think she's the best player on the
They
team.
got Alex Morgan over there. She's still probably playing, right?
I don't know. I like that. They got some fiery personnel. They got a couple way out there, little wild ones, and
yeah,
a little bit of everything. But they're ass kickers, man. They're good.
All right, Joe. Things continue to get weirder and weirder from this Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce wedding.
What now? God, everybody's got an opinion on the wedding.
This may be a new low here, Joe.
What?
There is a company that was seen outside of the garden, essentially rummaging through trash to get items that they could sell. There's a website called New York City Garbage. They are selling for $25 a pop. You can get pieces of fabric, soda can tops, stuff along those lines, little pieces of garbage.
That's kind of low, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But
what they think, like
someone had like a napkin or something from inside it that they had on eBay.
Some movie star forgot her jacket or something or sweater.
Yeah, I mean, this stuff is really weird, man. Buying garbage.
We're finding out more about people that got invited and didn't go. We got other people that didn't get invited on the team, and everybody's trying to figure out why he didn't get invited, and that's because they had differences in political beliefs. And man, I thought they were going to go away and do something privately in the country or something.
Yeah, you would think.
I just thought they'd want to get away, and they went right in the middle of like top media market in the world.
Her fans are very passionate people, though, as you saw when she came to town.
Yes, I did.
They are very into her.
She could have filled up that stadium for not what'd she do? 3 dates? She could have done 20.
Could have done 2 weeks. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, Joe. Final one here, kind of on the same topic of memorabilia, but a little bit more of a premium item here than garbage. Michael Jordan extending his exclusive partnership with Upper Deck. So if you know, Michael Jordan has, if you wanted to get a authentic signed Jordan piece, the only place to do that is Upper Deck.
Who owns Upper Deck? Not Fanatics. They own everything?
I don't think Fanatics owns Upper Deck.
So MJ didn't want to be part of the Fanatics family like everybody else. You know why? Because he's Michael Jordan. He can do whatever he wants.
He has become a legacy partner now, meaning that they are going to have the exclusive rights to MJ
Ooh, they must be paying for that. Hello, Nike.
Terms of the deal were undisclosed, Joe, but yes, I'm guessing that they had to pay him a pretty penny. Any idea what, if you went on the Upper Deck website right now, if you wanted the cheapest piece, which would be a signed picture? They have different types of signed pictures on there.
$1,000.
Oh, not even close.
Really?
Try 7 times that. Upper Deck's website sells Jordan pieces between $7,000 and $40,000.
Man, guy's amazing.
This is the only way that you can truly get a 100% authentic piece.
You know what I want to know? There's one question I have. I've never hit you with this before. Somebody had told me that Phil Mickelson was going to go up to Michael Jordan's exclusive place and build a home and be part of that golf course. So super private. Well, that's what I don't know. Like MJ's going, hey, man, I talked to the old lady. You can't be showing your package up here now. You can't be showing your package pictures. Are you all right? Are you back to normal? Be a problem. I don't know. You got anything else? You done?
No, it is interesting. It's like MJ he's never going to show up at, one of these events and do a signing. It's never going to be, he's never going to do stuff like that.
Hey, speaking of MJ, by the way, one of my favorite top 3 or 4 of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Hard to not love Michael Jordan for what he's done. Wasn't he supposed to have a big role with NBC? Remember that? He was paying him?
Yeah, and he did like a long pre-recorded interview that they did,
and that was it
of throughout the years. Yeah.
Did you see him anymore?
MJ's not doing anything that has anything possibly controversial to it. He's proven that over the years, right? Like he doesn't want any part in it. I got to tell
you one thing. He's made a lot of good business decisions. The only thing he didn't do well is when he decided to be president of a basketball team. Outside of that, it has been.
The only time I can ever really remember Jordan kind of opening up and talking was at Kobe's thing. Remember at the arena?
Yeah.
When he spoke?
Yeah. That was a surprise.
MJ is just such a private guy.
See him so open about he and Kobe. Same, by the way, Kobe, just everything Michael did. That's how he learned. Anyway, what do we got? 8 o'clock hour, and we don't want to take away from Chris Perkins, Sun Sentinel Dolphins columnist, going to join us coming up here. I got to ask him about that Marino, Zach, and Jason thing, because I was like, now you know the deal on this team too. So maybe I'm missing something about their greatness. We don't have any kind of greatness on that team right now. All right, what do you got for me, Woody?
All right, Joe, I have some great news for everyone out there. DraftKings is live in all 50 states, and yes, that means us, Florida. Win or go home, that's it. That's the World Cup knockout round, and DraftKings has got you covered for every single match. The DraftKings app is now live in Florida, so whether you're catching the early kickoff before work or the late match at the bar, you're in on every minute, every match, every moment, all in one app. Right here in Florida, the world's biggest stage in the palm of your hand. New DraftKings customers sign up with code 1043WQAM. Spend $5 to get 200 in total rewards over 21 days. That's code 1043WQAM in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click to claim issued in non-withdrawable predictions dollars that expire in 1 year. Ends July 19th. Terms dkng.co/predictions promo. This update is brought to you by Doral Kia. In Miami to Domino's game, you always find your Abuelito. Whenever you want a low price, you save their Pricito. Save now their Pricito at Doral Kia. Starting with the Marlins, who beat the Mariners 6-5 in 10 innings. Jacob Marci's single in the 10th brought in Xavier Edwards for the win. The Marlins are now just 3 games back of the Braves in the NL East. Game 2 of the 3-game home series against Seattle is tonight with the first pitch at 6:40 from Lone Depot Park. You can catch the game right here on WQAM. And in the World Cup, Messi and Argentina advanced after beating Egypt 3-2. Time for weather, brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, helping keep your home and family safe when the storms roll in. Visit tornadoroofing.com for your free roof and window estimate. We are in the mid-80s at the moment, scattered rain around the area, and it's going to get quite hot later in the day. The Joe Rose Show continues now. And Joe, it is time to head out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale, one location. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. ToyotaofHollywood.com.
All right, man, we haven't talked to Chris Perkins for a while. Sun Sentinel Dolphins columnist joins us this morning. Perk, before we get into all the football stuff, did you get a chance to take a little vacation, or do you just stay in South Florida, or do you try to get away a little bit? I'm just curious. Nobody knows much about you, Perk.
Joe, you know all about my love life and everything. What are you talking about? No, I got back home to Texas for a couple of weeks. I was supposed to be in Madrid right now, but that didn't work out. So I'm spending the rest of my vacation time here in South Florida, man, watching football and waiting for football.
Yeah. Hey, well, I got to ask you. So I get back from my vacation and I read this, I go right to your stuff and I see this headline of do the Dolphins have leadership of Marino, Taylor, and Thomas? And I went, so did you take a little heat for that? Like, are you friggin' serious? Those are the three of the greatest players in the history of this franchise. Like, you were talking about leadership through like great play, or help me out, because leadership's obviously very important, but we don't have any of those three guys.
No. So the column was the Dolphins' new trio of leaders: Devon Achane, Aaron Brewer, and Jordan Brooks.
Yeah.
Can this trio take the Dolphins to the success they've sought since the last successful trio, the postseason success of Marino and Jason Taylor and Zach Thomas? Those guys from 98 to 2000 were 3-3 in the playoffs. No other leadership group has won playoff games for the Dolphins. Joe, I don't think this rebuild can be deemed a success unless these dudes win multiple playoff games over a multiple stretch of years, right? Would you agree with that?
Yes, absolutely.
If you win one playoff, right. So that's what I was saying. Can these guys match or exceed what Marino, Zach Thomas, and Jason Taylor did? Which I knew that was going to get some eyes on it because you're mentioning these Hall of Famers, but it's fact. That's what this group is up against right now.
Yeah, so let's start with it's funny you said I wanted to start with Malik Willis, and because everybody, I don't know if you're one of those guys coming out of camp that's like, well, Quinn Ewers should get a chance and Malik shouldn't be handed the job. And I said, listen, man, that changed soon as the Green Bay guys brought a Green Bay guy and paid him what they paid him. That was different. But, we didn't get to see it during camp at all. And you were out there every day. I was out there a lot of days. But he didn't run a lot out there. He rolled around, but he was trying to get timing with players and learn the offense, and he wasn't running. And honestly, that's one of the things that I think he's going to do really, really well. And he's going to take off when he needs to, when he gets a little pissed off. And he's not happy. He's going to take off and have a little Josh Allen in him. What would be a good for you? What should fans expect if he plays all 17 games or close to it as far as running the ball? The little sample size we've had has been pretty impressive. What would you expect that he could get to?
I wrote about this last week that, look, to me, if Malik rushes for 600 yards and gets 5 yards per attempt and 5 attempts per game, he's going to be among the NFL's top 3 rushing quarterbacks. That's what it's been the last 3 years. Last year, Josh Allen from Buffalo led the league in rushing at 579 yards.
Right.
But the next 2 guys were Justin Herbert, 498, Jackson Dart, 487. The year before, it was Jaden Daniels rushing for 891, but, Jaden Daniels and Lamar Jackson, they're freaks.
Right.
If Willis gets around 600 yards and does so wisely, Joe, look, Josh Allen had to learn how to run, right? You can't run over everybody. Jackson Dart is learning that now. He was examined for concussion 5 times last year because of his reckless running style. If Malik runs wisely, meaning, you're not running into tacklers
Correct.
and taking them on head on, right? Yeah, so you have to be elusive. You have to know when to go down, when to slide, things like that. He's going to be effective. Now, I'm not saying he's going to lead the Dolphins to a 7 or 8 win season, but he's going to be an effective running quarterback. So that's what I look for. 600 yards rushing, make wise decisions, keep yourself healthy. Don't take any unnecessary risks. But you're right. We didn't see that whole element of Malik's game during the offseason, during OTAs, during minicamp. We're not going to see a whole lot of it in the offseason, in training camp,
right.
But we'll see more of it in training camp and joint practices. So I'm looking forward to him unleashing the second half of his game, if you will.
I'm going to throw some names. I want to know if you agree with this or not. If this team is going to get to part of what you were just talking about, to get back to being a frontline team and winning games and getting in the playoffs. I think we got 6 guys that it's going to have to start with this year. I want to know if you agree with the 6 or you'd add on guys or have different guys. Willis at quarterback, obviously. Proctor at left guard, maybe at right tackle at some point. Savaianaya, who we moved up to get, has got to be an established, consistent right guard. Chop Robinson, Kenneth Grant, and I threw in the last guy. I thought about this, Austin Jackson at right tackle, so that Proctor can stay at left guard this year. Has got to be a guy that stays healthy. Do you agree with that group, or anybody you want to take off moving forward? We need, if we're going to win games this year, those 6 got to be a big part of it.
Those do, Joe, and if I'm not mistaken, 5 of those guys are trench guys you named, right? Everybody except for Malik Willis. The Dolphins want to be strong in the trenches. They have drafted that way the last couple of years, right? When you go to Chop and Patrick Paul and Kenneth Grant, Savaianaya and Caden Proctor, that they have looked at the trenches, and then you could throw Jacob Rodriguez in there as a front 7 member on the defense. So, yeah, those guys have to come through for you, Joe. But look, I'm big on Jordan Phillips, the defensive tackle, and Dante Trader, the safety, a couple of 5th-round picks from last year. I think both of those guys are grown men. I think they're ready to take a big leap, I would think they're going to have big years. I would think they're going to be instrumental. And look, Achane has to be in there, and I would say as somebody to catch the ball, whether it's Achane or Greg Dulcich. So there's a big group of guys that have to come around because they don't have that one stud. There's no Tyreek Hill. There's no Jason Taylor, Dan Marino to cover for mistakes for everybody. Yeah. At this point, Joe, it's a group of about 10 guys that really needs to come through. Yeah. Brewer and Brooks.
Yeah, I didn't count those guys because they were good last year. Guys. And if they play the way they did last year, which I expect the guys are really good last year, and Sealer in there as well to play the same way. But you're right about the 2 5th-round picks. I think off of the way they looked and they took minicamp and OTAs like it was a season. I love their attitude and approach to the whole thing. Hey, one guy that's been kind of forgotten about here, and I don't know how you feel about him. I wanted to ask you, is our first 3rd-round pick, Caleb Douglas, 6'4"? I mean, he wasn't out there, and so we end up talking about Kevin Coleman and Chris Bell when he comes back, how good he's going to be, maybe and hopefully for the second half of the season. So what's your take on Caleb Douglas coming back after being nicked up? We didn't get to see much of him out there.
Yeah, I'm giving him an incomplete. I have no idea, Joe. But look, and that's I can't get excited about any of those receivers based on what I've seen previously in their career. If we're talking Jalen Tolbert and Tutu Atwell, or if we're thinking about what they could do, and we're talking Caleb Douglas and Chris Bell. Chris Bell is the one that I'm most excited about. Just seeing him, what he did at Louisville, and I know he sustained a knee injury in November, but this kid's skill set is just, I said that he reminds me of Chris Chambers, just a big physical, strong guy who can do a lot of things. Not saying that Bell is going to be a Hall of Fame receiver or an elite receiver or a multi-Pro Bowl receiver, but he's got a skill set that could really help Malik Willis, that could really help this offense. Good hands, tough, good size, can run a little
Real
bit.
good size.
I'm excited about Chris Bell, but Joe, I just haven't seen enough of these receivers. I'm very, very unsure about them. And even after, I'll probably have this same opinion after training camp and joint practices and preseason games. I'll probably enter the season very unsure about these receivers. There's just not a lot to be excited about at this point.
Hey, I thought more looking at Chris Bell's body. I thought he's Deebo Samuel. I really did. That same
exactly.
a physical looking dude. And
Right.
he's not a slender guy. So areas that we're most concerned with, and again, we haven't had the pads on going into this camp. I'm gonna throw some areas at you. Pass rusher, being able to rush forward, does that concern you on the outside? Pass rushers on the outside?
Heck yeah. I mean, look, you're led by Chop Robinson, who has been inconsistent at best, and then you got Josh Uche and David Ojabo, who, they're going to come in here and try and do their thing, but their best years are probably behind them. There's nobody right now who can consistently get pressure on the quarterback, and that's a major, major problem. That is a huge, huge area of concern right now, Joe.
Okay, you told me how you felt about wide receivers, so I'm going to pass on that one. How do you feel about cover corners with the 5 or 6 guys that we have that everybody's kind of been talking about there? Juju Brents and Chris Johnson and Jason Marshall and Storm Duck coming back and Ethan Bonner and a couple others.
There's potential there, especially among those top 3 when you talk about Juju Brents and Jason Marshall on the outside, Chris Johnson, the first-round pick in the slot. There's potential there, Joe. We know that Juju Brents, if he could stay healthy, he's a long kid. I think he's like maybe 6'2" or something like that.
He's a big guy, yeah.
He's a big guy, right? He's long. Look, Jason Marshall showed some good things last year. He battled some injury problems. They had him in the slot, which wasn't his strength. Now he'll almost exclusively be on the outside. I think that's going to help him. And then Chris Johnson, the rookie first-round pick from San Diego State, he's going to play outside and inside. There's potential there, Joe. There's not a whole lot in the backups. I wish they would have kept Cater Kohu. I don't know why they didn't bring him back. He left as a free agent. I like Cater. He's a guy who was a willing tackler, a good slot guy. He's a guy who I thought, who I've always said he's going to be an 8 or 10 year starter in this league. Now, I know he was coming off the knee injury, but I would have liked to have seen them keep Cater. Having said that, though, I do think that the corners are in a better position. Of those 3 positions, edge rusher, wide receiver, corner, I think corner shows the most promise as far as being a stressed or stressful situation. But I think somebody is going to emerge at corner. I'm not sure about edge rusher and wide receiver, Joe.
We got one of the more interesting competitions, and if you don't think it is, help me out. So Jacob Rodriguez is one of your top picks, and a lot of people thought the best inside linebacker in college football last year. But we got a guy that kind of does all the communication and stuff we're talking about him with in Tyrell Dotson. I don't think all 3 of those guys are going to play together very much, unless you do. So what happens there? Because they want to play a lot of their draft picks. Is there a chance Dotson going to lose some playing time? How do you look at it coming out of and getting ready to start first camp for Jacob Rodriguez?
So, man, Joe, this is something I'm excited about, really. Jeff Hafley, the head coach, is a former defensive coordinator. He's going to be calling the defense. Sean Duggan has the title of defensive coordinator. This is going to be Haf's defense. I'm looking for creativity here, Joe, and I want to see what they can do, because you've got 6 linebackers who can potentially play, right? When you look at the veteran starters who return with Jordan Brooks and Willie Gay and Terrell Dodson, and then the 3 that you drafted with Jacob Rodriguez, like you said, Trey Moore, and then Kyle Lewis. Kyle Lewis is the guy who can play that big nickel, who can defend a tight end like Jonnu Smith and Trey McBride and Brock Bowers. So he has a role, but he could get more roles because he's so versatile. Trey Moore is a guy who could rush the passer and then maybe do some pass defense. We'll see what he can do, versatility. And then with Jacob Rodriguez, like you said, this guy is a ball hawk. He could play some weak side linebacker. He could play some middle linebacker. He could be a green dot guy. You've got a lot of possibilities with these guys with athleticism, pass rushing, coverage, run stopping.
Yeah.
I want to see what they do with those 6 linebackers. So that's where I want to see Hef's creativity, his personnel judgment, his scheme, all of that kind of stuff. That's going to tell us a lot about Hef, the way they incorporate those 6 linebackers. I'm really, really looking forward to what they do with those guys in camp.
Yeah, you feel like there's going to be a lot of guys rotating into different down and distances on both sides of the football. Perk, man, it's great getting caught up with you and helping explain that article because you scared me when I was trying to find the 3 Hall of Famers. I got scared. So by the way, did anybody say anything about that? Like, Perk, that's the 3 names you came up with? Damn, those are 3 greatest players we've had recently right there. Yeah.
And look, I do a podcast every Wednesday night with Seth Levitt and OJ McDuffie, the fish tank.
Yeah.
Seth texted me the day that article came out. You're going to be here Wednesday night, right? You got to explain this column. Oh, my Seth, chill out. I'll be there Wednesday night tonight, 9 o'clock. And I'll have to explain it further because I know Seth Levitt and OJ McDuffie where they raised their eyebrows. So that's going to be good. I'll offer a bigger explanation tonight.
Hey, man, good stuff, Perk. Always appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
All right, Joe, we'll talk.
All right, Chris Perkins, Sun Sentinel Dolphins columnist, joining us this morning. Really? You picked for our top of the leadership, he picked those 3 guys. Oh, he explained it a little bit there, man. Right now, I want to talk to you about speaking of leadership. When it comes to strong trucks, how about your South Florida Chevy dealers and what they put together? Well, I'll tell you what, South Florida. I always talk to the guys get up early in the morning for those strong, durable trucks that they're driving around. I hope they're driving Chevy Silverados. But it's also about the Chevy Colorado with all the capabilities you could ever want here in South Florida. Whether it's the Colorado Custom to the ZR2, it's got the right tools to exceed all your expectations living here in South Florida. And then the Chevy Silverado, from a custom Trail Boss to a Silverado EV, 10 models, 4 powerful engine choices for you, whether it's about a full-time working truck, got to have a lot of room for the family and still enjoy it on the weekends, taking your boat out to the Keys and down to the Keys and everything else. Listen, man, we got some great-looking trucks. I say this about Silverado family. It's like we've custom made a truck absolutely perfect for your lifestyle, whether it's a Chevy Silverado HD High Country, whether it's a Silverado HD, man, you got a lot to choose from with everything you could ever want and plenty of power to get the job done. So for the best of Florida lifestyle, Chevy's got a Florida truck for you. Visit your local South Florida Chevy dealers today. Together, let's drive.
Delays continue in Miami-Dade. This traffic report is brought to you by the Casino at Dania Beach. 75 Express southbound. You're slow from Miami Gardens Drive to Graham Dairy Road. Also, emergency crews dealing with an earlier accident on I-95 heading northbound right before you approach Northwest 151st Street, now affecting 2 left lanes. That's traffic. I'm Elia Escobar on FM 104.3, and you can listen to WQAM on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
All right, y'all, the soccer tournament is here. We are giving away a soccer swag bundle valued at around $300 from Sinbad Sports in the Coral Ridge Mall in Fort Lauderdale for your chance to win. Text the word Messi to 20357. That is Messi to 20357. For more information, go to WQAM.com. This is a text contest. Message and data rates may apply. Do not text and drive. I told you I saw Sinbad out here at our event. He had a very nice signed Messi jersey. Which,
what a tease he is. What a tease.
That thing's probably just gone up in value.
By the way,
the last few weeks.
The Messi story is just 39 years old. Friggin' team throwing him up in the air after the way he played yesterday. Scored in his 9th straight World Cup game. Has 8 goals, leading this tournament with some great players still alive and well. And by the way, tomorrow we'll see another one of the great Mbappe for France.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll
this will silence all those people that think, oh, he's just doing it against MLS competition.
Yeah,
they all stink.
Great point, Woody.
Yeah.
You said that this morning. It's a great point for. And I'm guessing the Moss brothers are sitting back going, hey, brother, how good's our man? Huh? Can't wait to come back. I had yesterday during the day, I got a call. Like, I got to go see this Messi show. People have never been going, I got to take my kid before the summer's over. We got to go see him. Everybody wants the jersey, whether you want the jersey from Argentina or you want the Inter Miami jerseys. My God, what a story and things he's doing. And he, you know what got me, Woody? I know this sounds kind of corny, guy to guy here. He's pretty damn emotional after the game about how important these games are. He's done everything. Hell, he's the greatest player of all time. Is the Ronaldo thing? I had a few people, oh, no, Ronaldo's still what he's done. Like, what's recently? Nothing. But I know Ronaldo's a little bit older than Messi for the Ronaldo-Messi thing that's been going on for years and years. And they're both, listen, two of the greatest. Ronaldo's one of the greatest players of all time and looks way too good.
The LeBron MJ debate between those two guys.
I don't want to do that.
We're qualified to
do that.
Well,
they're too close in age, so it's too hard. And listen, man, it's not fair that Ronaldo looks that good. That's a good-looking dude. I mean, but he's been a great player. But Messi's a different friggin' level. He put that team on his back full of young dudes that are really good. Anyway, and then Egypt's going, yeah, ain't that good. We got screwed out of our 3rd goal. Again, very interesting. I don't know enough about it to come on and scream and holler whether it was a foul or not. But if it's a foul, don't you stop it like right there? Anything you have to go back you're not sure about after they go all the way down and score a goal. Beautiful.
No one's ever going to accuse FIFA of corruption. So,
I got to tell you, I just thought it was all the conspiracy theories were in the NBA and NFL. So I'm just so glad to see it's in World Cup too.
I mean, how it works, man.
Well, then they go to leadership there, and they're going, well, look at them. Of course it's like they can pick who they want to.
Look, I told you we did in the headlines what these networks now, because they got the 2030, 2034 World Cup. They're going to start auctioning off the TV rights.
Yeah, it's going to be big.
And it was Netflix,
it's going to be
and
big.
Amazon and Disney. Like, they're all going to get involved in this thing. You say you have $2 billion? So...
Yeah.
There's a lot of money involved in this thing. And with that comes, unfortunately, those problems or conspiracies at the very least.
Yeah. Like they want Messi in Argentina. They want to see a rematch.
And it's not exclusive to FIFA. The one we brought up the other day with the Brunson Wemby thing.
Yeah,
that
no.
was as corrupt and wrong as you will ever see. They not only they called that same call, I think it was earlier, either that game or earlier in the series, but he clearly steps under the guy.
Okay.
They're supposed to review it.
The
and they're
only
supposed to
thing,
assess the
I know
flagrant
you've been
foul,
on this, the
but
only
he would have been
difference is
suspended, so they can't do it.
there's no question everybody's going to do everything they can in their leagues to keep their best players deep into these playoffs.
You can't break the rules, though. You got to follow the rules.
I didn't see it.
You can't give special rules because you need guys out there for TV money or star power or whatever it is. You can't do it.
Well, it's been going on for a long time.
Okay, then don't let people bet on the games or whatever. We'll just do it all for
bet
fun.
on the game,
We can just call it a rec league.
Well, I mean, it didn't help them.
You have to.
San Antonio lost. They didn't win.
That doesn't matter. You're playing the result. You know that was ridiculous. That was like the letter of the law says you review that and you call a flagrant foul.
Yes.
He clearly stepped under the guy. It had happened earlier.
If it would have been most guys in the league, yes, you're right.
Was any of the other 14 guys on that roster?
But it wasn't Wemby.
Yeah.
Didn't happen to him.
But isn't that a problem, though?
I don't know. You know what drives everybody nuts? They call the games differently in the playoffs. They let them play. They let the stars be stars more, and they try to keep them in the games. Yeah, that stuff's been around, and they get calls, and everybody gets mad on the other team because he's the best player. He gets all the calls. He doesn't need them. Hey, man, they used to complain about LeBron. And now LeBron's complaining he didn't get enough calls. I don't know.
The guy on the TV right now warming up out there, Patrick Mahomes. People think he gets his fair share of calls. There's been a lot of conspiracies around that guy and that team.
Again,
they've been on the good end of a lot of controversial crap.
I agree. And if there's anything close to star players, they're going to protect them. Yes.
Protect is one thing, but to just, outright break the rules is kind of another.
I'm trying to think, what did Mahomes do that broke?
No, Mahomes didn't. I mean, he's just been on the right end of a lot of weird calls.
Yeah, but
there's a lot of stuff that just seems to bounce his way. That happens with the greats, though, too, right? Brady, a lot of stuff bounces his way. I mean,
I don't know.
That whole 28-3 thing we were talking about today, or they were, he tweeted about that game. A lot of stuff broke his way.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No.
That wasn't just some miraculous comeback. That was a meltdown. That was a franchise-ruining meltdown.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Well, anyway, besides all that stuff, Woody, I'll let you get to your gambling side of things out there. No, that's what you did. Part of it is gambling.
In our sports.
I know, but you always look at what the gamblers got screwed. Like you're the president of the friggin' club for gamblers.
Well, Joe, we have guys that are getting a lot of trouble for stuff right now. We got guys that have been betting, on their games, possibly point shaving. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on right now.
Hey, man.
So when you got a chance to enforce the rules and, for the right way, you probably should.
Well, I would just say this. If you think the conspiracy's out, then don't gamble. If you think you're getting screwed, but you coming in all the time bitching about it, somebody
sometimes
getting
it works
screwed.
in your favor, though.
Okay, see? Exactly.
Yeah, so.
You didn't bring that one up.
Against you when it works in your favor, they're great calls.
They screwed me on purpose last night.
I had the Spurs in that game.
Honey, I got screwed.
Call.
I know you're not happy about the money I just spent, and I told you it's out of the account, but I'm going to make it back on the next one. I'm going to get them.
As long as you win, there's no complaining. But
yeah. Hey, by the way, I got stuff coming in about, and I know, and I got calls about it last night. He's the best at it. Omar Kelly and the 10 wins.
Really? People took that bait again?
Yes.
I can't believe it got back to you while you were on your vacation.
So I got to tell you, man, one of these companies, these pest companies that, takes care of rat and mice problems, they should hire Omar.
Well, what's the tie-in here? Why?
Because he just he traps you into everything, man. He says stuff and he gets you.
Oh, that's pretty good, man.
He lays traps everywhere.
That's genius.
My father, speaking of rats, so I have a rat problem out there where I'm from.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. I've heard different theories, about the rice farms around all this. Whatever it is, it's an old town. They finally got it fixed. Not till they killed 30 rats.
Wow.
He had He goes, they've been keeping track. Guess how? Because every time they catch one on the Omar trap, they kept track. They go, Mr. Rose, we're up to 30. We got 30 rats. I was like, wow, damn, Dad, you sure that's a rough number, man. Now we got taken care of now. I go, okay, man, good to hear. They run around the kitchen, man. That's nasty. But I was thinking Omar, man.
So
Omar,
like Omar Kelly puts out his, how the Dolphins win 10 games, brought to you by the Rat Trap.
He tried to justify 10 wins.
Okay.
And I'm going, we don't get 10 wins a lot around here. Like, we don't get 10 wins. We're not a 10 win every year. They don't go, put Buffalo in for 10 wins. Put Kansas City in for 10 wins till last year. All the teams, right? Same teams. And a lot of them get there. And we're throwing around 10 wins. And I'm like, 10 wins. We made a bunch of trades and had a bunch of high draft picks. And we got to 10 wins once. Flores got to it once. Mike got once. And he's throwing out 10 wins with this group. And half your salary cap money. I mean, you're literally playing with one arm and one leg out there hopping around.
Yeah. At least you weren't sitting across from him when he said it. You were long gone by
Somebody
then,
told me your reaction was beautiful.
I don't even know. Like, he just says that kind of thing. And that was after he got me riled up with the picks thing. Like, he got me to take the bait on the picks thing. Usually I don't take Omar's bait. But the pick thing was like.
He was talking about all these things that could happen yesterday, and I just let him go.
No, he goes like, the
it
first
doesn't
round
do
pick
any
doesn't
good.
matter.
No. And then he does that. The high draft picks don't matter.
I don't know.
He goes, we're going to debate that forever. I go, what are we going to debate?
He asked Florio about
that you got to hit on 5s and 6s more, and those are just as important. No, you build your team a lot, man. The ones I know are ones I played with were special players. Yeah, they're a little different. And if they're not, and you miss on them, there's a reason. It's called the draft, man, and the order that it's taken. So bad teams that hit on their high draft picks can get real good real fast. Most of the time. Anyway, hey, we got more stuff to get to. 9 o'clock, man. I can't wait. Clayton McCullough, the hottest man in baseball right now, the hottest manager in baseball right now, is going to join us coming up at 9 o'clock. Nice enough. I know he had a busy day with charity, raising money for Venezuela yesterday and earthquake victims and everything else, doing some nice things out there. But he's also got a hot team here, 24-8 since June 1st. Get another win last night, a comeback win, 50-42. Now we're talking about one of the better records in baseball. Are you kidding me? What a great story, man. Came back after having a nice lead and lose it and then get it back. All right, enough all that. We got to go to break here. We'll get you caught up. But Clayton McCullough, Marlins manager, is going to join us at 9 o'clock. 5 games left on this homestand. Hurricane season is here, man. You probably know that. Now's the time to call Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing. Chev, the CEO, he's just got this real simple thing he always says to me. He says, Joe, there's only one thing you can do. You can't control hurricanes, but you can protect your home. And we've got a lot of deals out there to help you so you can pay a lot of it later, and it's affordable for you to get it done right now. That's what it's all about. Their windows, Hurricane Category 5 rated. Loctite Impact provides 100% financing with 0 down, no interest, no payments for 1 year. You got no leaky roof. Well, replace your roof now and you can pay later. And not only that, but if you're going, well, we are going to have to wait another year on the roof. Well, that's okay because they got a roofing repairs part of their company that's really good to take care of any leaks you've noticed since all this rain's coming down. Let them come out and take care of that for you. Hey, best part, Impact Windows as low as $6 per month per window installed. What I'm telling you, I could go on and on. Don't wait for the next storm. Get the deal of a lifetime today. Keep your home protected. Loctite can do it for you, covering all of South Florida. Loctite Impact is the name you need to remember. So call today, 954-500-LOCK. They got a great staff to answer all your questions. Go to LoctiteImpact.com.
Dealing with an accident this morning traveling in Miami-Dade. This traffic report is brought to you by the casino at Dania Beach. I-95 headed northbound as you approach that ramp to Northwest 125th Street, affecting the off-ramp right lane. Also tapping those brakes this morning along the Dolphin Expressway eastbound from 137th Avenue to 87th Avenue. That's traffic. Amelia Escobar on FM 104.3, and you can listen to WQAM on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
All right, welcome back, and thank you for being with us. As always, we always appreciate it. Everybody that hangs around, we got a lot of stuff. Clayton McCollum, Marlins manager, is going to join us. Has been unbelievable June and early July for his baseball team. I believe the hottest team in baseball, was it 24-8 now or 25-8? It's since June 1st. Then on top of all that, a nice comeback win, the first of 6 home games. So there's a lot of stuff to talk about with the team. A lot of guys starting to pick it up. And I got to tell you, Jacob Marcy, there's a guy that needed a game-winning hit last night, single. Longest single you can hit, by the way, off the wall last night to win it in the 10th. That's, we get him going in center field. Everything else been good with him. Just got to get the bat, and they get that going. His buddy Casey out there in right field has really picked it up. Had another home run for him last night, and he's having quietly a really good season after going through a little funk there, but has really picked it up again. So a lot of good stories. So he's going to join us. Clayton's going to join us coming up at 9 o'clock, and we got all this messy stuff and how corrupt it is. It's funny. We hear this. And I thought it was really interesting to some people who are talking about this. We do talk way too much about worried about gamblers on this calls. We really do. I agree. I don't gamble.
Yeah, I understand.
I can't gamble on football, but I don't gamble the other stuff.
But I don't know who to blame for that, right? Because it's so intertwined in every game. You rejoin, from the game, and they go, "Here's the live odds on today's game, brought to you by."
I get it, but I don't go. I wonder how when I'm watching the game, it doesn't because I'm not in the action.
I know, but even if you're not, though, it has become such
no. But you are.
But Joe, you have
to bet on everything. I know you don't bet a lot, but you bet on everything.
Oh, whatever. But you have to admit, it has become a major part of sports now.
But you're starting to sound like you think there's a conspiracy to friggin' everything going on in sports.
I think there's some things that happen that.
So you think in our big leagues, you think the NFL and the NBA are in on the?
No, but
you think they're going?
What happened with the Wemby thing?
Well, they want to keep them in the games. It's bad for business not having them in games with what your partners are paying.
Okay.
But that aside, just the play of the guys. Well, no, because you're talking about a foul or two. Versus Wemby didn't play well overall. They got after him. Had no impact.
Okay, but you understand your answer to that question was not great.
I know, but you just said are we going to come in?
Be explanations.
I know, but are we going to come in every game and go, man, we got screwed on that call? Like I thank God you and I didn't know enough about the foul yesterday and
on the right end of it. If we end up on the right end of it, we'll celebrate it.
I just, we do, man.
Yeah.
And I just realized a lot of the people that complain and whine are the ones that are gambling, had action in it. I got screwed.
Yeah, it happens.
All right.
Sometimes you're on the good end. Sometimes you're on the bad end.
Welcome to the world of gambling, brother.
Yeah.
Sometimes, oh my God, the guy, he could have scored at the end of the game. He didn't do it. Or the guy did score. He didn't need to score.
Yeah.
Why'd he do that? Cost me on over-under. Anyway,
I've been meaning to throw this at you all morning, by the way. Just real quick. Do you know what happened 16 years ago today?
Nope.
Here you go.
The answer to the question everybody wants to know. LeBron, what's your decision?
In this fall, man, this is very tough. In this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat.
Oh!
Miami Heat. That was the conclusion you woke up with this morning.
That was the conclusion I woke up with this morning.
That's amazing.
Yeah, one of the worst PR moves of all time.
It was great here.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't bad PR
was
here,
fun.
but it was bad for the rest of the boy. I'll tell you what, it wasn't just Cleveland that was pissed.
The whole country was pissed.
Whole country.
Whole world was pissed.
And by the way, all the announcers were mad. Even all the former players were mad. They're going together. The super friggin' team.
Cowards. They were so vicious, man. There was so much anger.
Man. Oh, Woody. All right. Hey, listen, we got
having the celebration at the arena before playing a game was probably also not
one,
a great list
not
of
two,
PR moves, but
not three. That really rubbed it in their face too.
people
Eric
were
Reed.
pissed.
How many championships you gonna win?
How can you celebrate?
He goes,
before
I'm
you
not
even
taking. Hey, you guys, I'll take this. And Chris and Dwayne don't say a word, and LeBron goes, not one, not two. I don't know what number he got up to, but
if he decides to go back to Cleveland, he should do another one of these to make it right.
it'd be
for everyone in
funny.
Cleveland.
It would be funny. Do it for everybody just to get them salty. Ones that already don't like you, they're not going to like you anyway. Don't worry about it. Hey, Baptist Health, South Florida, before we get to Marlins manager Clayton McCullough. Boy, he's rolling some hot dice right now. Baptist Health, South Florida, boy, I'll tell you what, taking care of a lot of our teams and really doing a great job. Just can't say one of the top sports medicine programs in the country. It's where I go. Yeah, team doctors as well as surgeries, a couple of knee surgeries. I go to Baptist Health, South Florida. People ask me, where do the pros go? I go Inter Miami, the Heat, the Panthers, and the Miami Dolphins, FIU and FAU, all use Baptist Health, South Florida. Everybody, to be a top sports medicine program, you got to have great facilities, obviously, but you got to have great doctors, man. And they have some of the top specialists. I think I heard between 30 and 35. Knee, shoulder, foot, and ankle specialists, hand specialists, back specialists, hip and knee replacement, Achilles doctors. And listen, anything else you need, they got doctors there to make sure you have success and get you back out. Hey, they not only take care of high school, college, and professional athletes, they're going to take care of all of us. Got 3 great facilities, Doctors Hospital in Coral Gables, Hard Rock Stadium next to the training facility, and 595 in Pine Island in Plantation. We call that Dr. Swartzen territory. Just visit baptisthealth.net/ortho. One goal every day for all of us. Get you back out playing the sports you love the most.
This update is brought to you by Doral Kia in Miami at a Domino's game. You'll always find your Abuelito whenever you want a low price. You save their Pricito. Save now your Pricito at Doral Kia. Starting with the Marlins, who beat the Mariners 6-5 in 10 innings. Jacob Marcy's single in the 10th brought in Xavier Edwards for the win. The Marlins are now just 3 games back of the Braves in the NL East. Game 2 of the 3-game home series with Seattle is tonight with the first pitch at 6:40 from Lone Depot Park. You can catch the game right here on WQAM. And in the World Cup, Messi and Argentina advanced after beating Egypt 3-2. Time for weather, brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, helping homeowners stay safe this storm season. Visit tornadoroofing.com for a free roof and window estimate. We are in the mid-80s, scattered rain out there. It's going to get hot this afternoon. The Joe Rose Show continues now.
Payoff pitch. Heriberto drives out to left. How far is this going to go? We're tied. Smacked onto the concourse. 422 feet. And Big Berg in a pinch hit plate appearance gives us a brand new ball game. Jacob drives high in the air, plenty deep enough. That is off the wall. Edwards gonna trot in from third. A high arcing fly ball sails to the top of the wall in right. Marcy drives in the winning run, and it's a walk-off for the Fish. The train keeps on rolling.
Joe, another incredible finish for the red-hot Marlins. We're going to head out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale. One location, Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan, ToyotaofHollywood.com.
Wow. I don't know what to say, man. 50-42. Third wild card position and chasing just a few games behind the National League East and behind the Braves and the Phillies, and just playing as good of baseball as we've seen in a long, long time. Clayton McCullough, the Marlins manager, joins us right now. What the heck happened June 1st, Skip? What happened? What did you say? What did you say June 1st of this team?
I don't know. I think we just look. Some of it coincided with we weren't playing very well, and guys understood that, and we felt like we had a much better team than how we were performing, and we had some guys get injured, kind of in succession. Some starting pin, bullpen, and I give our group a lot of credit, our staff, and the players for looking at it and going, we can feel sorry for ourselves, we can make excuses, or we can look around knowing we have enough talent in this room to go win major league games, and we just have to play, and it just needs to happen. So guys kind of, I think, rallied around some adversity, and we started pitching a lot better. I mean, the month of June that Sandy had, wow. Max Meyer. So I think that it started with our pitching and the defense getting better, and then we were able to get some guys going at the plate.
So it is funny that you watch on TV these games, especially the road trip. Just had a great road trip, including sweeping out in Sacramento, the A's. I just see a lot of confidence, man. I see a great chemistry with this group, and it just seems. And now Jacob Marcy. I'm probably bouncing all over the place, but we get him going in center field with that bat, and that's got to do wonders for your confidence with that big hit he had off the wall last night to win the game. It just seems like the whole group is really rallying. No matter what move you make, it seems to be working right now.
Yeah, they really are. I think they're all incredibly prepared. Again, it goes back to our coaches and players. They're prepared for their moments, and we've had to run our pitching a little bit differently here the last month at times based on circumstance. And I think guys have just been willing to step up and do whatever's called for. You mentioned Jacob Marcy, such a big hit for him. I mean, we all know, and it hasn't been the performance statistically wise to start of this season that he and us were hoping. But you know what? He's hanging in there. He's playing good defense. This is a tough league and great moment for him. So yeah, it's been a lot of different contributors, Joe, and that's the great part. I think what it takes with a team is, each night someone else seems to kind of be the hero.
Yeah, wow. And now you've got all these wins, and it seems like every time we turn around, it's a 4-game winning streak. I wanted to ask you, the Otto Lopez story is just incredible, and it's nice to turn over to MLB Network and seeing him getting some love. And Max Meyer has really pitched well enough, for a couple more wins, and he's going the All-Star game. Both those guys. It's good to see two guys get in there and both well deserving, huh? For you.
Oh, I mean, it is. What is Otto? Third organization. You know, he was a waiver claim. I mean, which means anyone could have had him. And Peter and our front office identified him. He got an opportunity here. He's a great dad, hardworking, great teammate, and I think that's what makes it more special, Joe. As you watch some of these guys, their path to getting to this point, and now here he is leading the league in hitting and setting franchise record for multi-hit games. Before the All-Star break, and it seems like every night, and he keeps getting hits now. And you just look around like, man, this is this is unbelievable what we're watching. And so, when good things happen to good people like that, it's even more special. And Max Meyer, again, it wasn't that long ago. He's a first-round pick, and a lot of expectations, a lot of hype, and some unfortunate injuries, and some inconsistency at major league level. And you know what? Max never doubted himself. This organization never doubted Max, and here he is now, kind of putting it all together. And again, between him and Sandy at the top of a rotation, they've really just able to stabilize things all year.
I guess the only thing that's been questioned is what you got to see up close out in Sacramento. You got to run me through Yuri Perez and his 7 perfect innings, the 8 strikeouts, only 92 pitches. You had him on a pitch count. Tell me about that conversation when you're talking to him. Obviously, he's got great stuff. We kept him around for a reason. We're seeing it more and more every time he pitches. Just run me through the whole thing there, Skip.
Yeah, so I mean, he's maybe his third start coming off the IL, and we've been methodically kind of build up the pitch count and the workload. And so I mean, even the day before, I talked to him and just say, hey, look, just letting you know, like it's gonna be somewhere probably in the 90 to 95 pitch range. And we had he got him to like 85 the start before in Colorado. He was on regular rest. It was on a normal 5-day, and so I had told him that. So going into it. Number in mind, and it's something, again, before the game, we talked through different scenarios, and kind of 90 pitches plus a batter was going to be the mark. And I mean, now he has a perfect game. And I mean, I know, Joe. And then look, I don't know. I knew going out there, I knew the criticism that was going to come, and I have to be okay with that. I really felt that where he was at coming back from this, and where we're hoping to go, how important he's going to be to that, that I felt it was more important to look for trying to protect him long term. Now, we don't know what would have happened, and I get it. I totally do. The only person I feel bad for is Uri. Like I didn't give him a chance to go out there and continue on, and I felt like I was doing it in his and our team's best interests moving forward. But I certainly understand the criticism and the backlash and questions that come from it.
I always wonder, because you're in a unique situation. It's not like this happens every night, right? Where you go through 7 perfect innings, you need 6 more outs to get the perfect game. Do you look at your pitching coach, or is that just like, well, at the end of the day, I'm going to take all the heat, so I'm going out there? Did you ask other people about it? And obviously, I know he's had injuries and stuff, but yeah, I just wondered. You're going, wow, oh boy, this is going to get interesting now. Did you reach out to some of your coaches?
Oh, certainly. I mean, my coaching staff, Daniel Moskowitz, our pitching coach, Carson Vitale, our bench coach. I mean, all throughout the game, we're talking, and those are things, we're discussing about what might happen. I mean, a lot of things pregame we discuss strategically, and then in the moment you have to be able to pivot. So I'm certainly talking to those guys. I mean, we're all aware. He's at like 60-some pitches through, whatever, like 5 or 6 innings, and kind of like, we know what, we had talked about. And so like, hey, this is, looks like this is happening, and it's kind of like, what are you going to do? Like, ultimately I have to make the decision. It's my decision to make, and I take counsel and guidance, but ultimately I got to make it, because I'm the one that has to do things like this and answer for, why these decisions were made. So I'm okay with having to answer for it. And I understand the criticism. And again, we'll never know what would have happened, right, Joe, but I just felt like in that moment, I was going to stick to what I felt like was best for him that day with where he's at and coming back from.
Yeah. Hey, so trade deadline, We're getting a lot of it now. People going, well, they said now if we're in position, hey, listen, we haven't had a team this good in a long, long time, and I don't think it's going away. It just looks like you got a lot of young guys only getting more and more confidence and getting more and more comfortable. They've now been through this more than just this year, and all signs are that this thing's going to be really good. Have you guys talked about trade deadline? Have those discussions started on things you might do?
Yes, I think that the tires will be kicked on a lot of potential possibilities. And look, we still have quite a ways to go until that point.
Right.
But I think we're also excited that, the players that we have here currently, are still at a stage we're watching them get a lot better. So it's like we're going to have players that are continually getting better, and we anticipate to get some others back from some injuries that will help, bolster our team. So I think there'll be options either way. And I think myself, our staff, and players can do is just try to control what we can, and that's going out there and just continuing, to play well and get better.
Clayton, I always hear this in the last few years. We have a joke here in town that the guys that get mentioned in trade talks more, Tyler Hero and Sandy Alcantara, the most of any athletes that we have here. And I'm sure now Sandy's pitching great with the 10 wins and going to get another start before the All-Star game. So I wonder how do you feel about him, man? He's been so good and so consistent. I know you can't talk about it, and that's not your decision totally, but boy, I tell you what, I just say as a fan, I hope Sandy's around, man. I just think he is a key piece to this whole thing.
Yeah, look at his month of June, man. I think he tied a franchise record with going so. He just won his 7th consecutive start. The franchise all-time strikeout record, the innings he's throwing this year. He's been like he has been for so many years here, kind of the foundation for what a lot of things that, are built upon it. And his ability to go out there and post and take down innings and win games for us has been incredible. It's been really a big part of what's fueled this run that we're on. And look, good players get talked about a lot. I think that's why, his name comes up a lot, and others around the league, because people want good players. The team that has them does, and other teams do. So Sandy's been a top flight pitcher in this league for a long time. And so I think he is just himself that, again, he's just got to go out there and keep pitching. And there's nothing that's within his control. You go out there, you keep, pouring in for your teammates and going to win games, and, things will take care of themselves.
Have you been surprised on just how, this is unbelievable. 24-8 since June. This is not just a 5 or 6 game winning streak. Oh boy, this thing's been going on for 6 weeks. You're surprised to see your team with 50 wins and in a playoff position right now?
I'm not surprised that we're playing this well. But it's hard to win that many games in a short stretch.
Right.
To win 20 games in June, you have to play well, and also a lot of things have to go your way. So I think we've been able to create some of our own opportunities, but we've also had some things go our way. But it comes back down to why I think that we're in this spot is our pitching staff has really performed. They cut their walk rate. Our offense, Stowers getting hot, and Owen Casey. Then you got Otto X and Liam, who have steadily been at this chart. So we're getting a lot more contributions there. Berto Hernandez, lineups lengthened out, and then defensively, what Joe Mack has done behind the plate, as well as Xavier, Otto, Marcy up the middle. So you look at it and go, okay, our defense has been playing much better. We're pitching at a higher clip, and we have more guys performing offensively. And okay, that's a good team. So I think we're good. And I think the recipe for how we're doing it lines up to what we believe in. It's a matter of understanding that you get too complacent in this, or you get too comfortable. This game can humble you quickly. So we just have to stay hungry, each game, each series.
Well, I'll tell you what, I love the chemistry and everything you guys are doing, Clayton. This has been fantastic. And by the way, it was really nice to turn my TV on last night, and you guys have a long road trip and you come back home, and I see you guys out doing great charity stuff for Venezuela and what they've gone through, the earthquake victims over there. And I know some of your players are from Venezuela as well. And it was just great to see you guys out there in the community and raising money over the next couple of games.
Yeah, very important. Myself, our organization, Javier Sanoja is certainly very special to a lot of us, but I mean, the baseball community in general, the number of, Venezuelan players that are being impacted, their families, and then those in, the greater Miami area. And so understanding that they give us a chance, the platform we have to, ultimately about this, go do something for other people, try to help how you can, whether it's raise awareness or provide aid, and felt like that's our obligation. But also, being a good person is far more reaching than what we do professionally.
Yeah, no question. But boy, we sure like winning a lot there, Skip. There's no question about it. That just adds to it. So many great stories and throwing guys out and guys going extra bases. And like now Liam Hicks, I swear to God, you can't just talk about one guy in this team right now. You truly are getting it from a lot of. And I hope we don't get rid of anybody. I hope, because I'm with you, I like the group we have, man, that are playing every day, and some of the key guys that Sanoja at third base. My God, did you have any idea he's basically going to be a full-time third baseman? He's so good. And his bat, he is just clutch. Unbelievable. Another guy, right?
Yeah, he's such a good player. He is. Forget that he's just 23 years old. But, I mean, last year it was probably, he was more in that utility role. He played some short, second, a lot of outfield, some third. And this year, kind of how things have played out, third has been in a position where we kind of just, had an opening, and kind of whoever could go seize it and take it. And, Javi has certainly, he's done that. He had a great road trip swinging the bat. Like you said, the clutch hitting, he's not afraid of anything. So love, every time he's up to bat, you feel like something good is going to happen.
Yeah.
And he's just a tough kid who, he's ready to go every day.
Well, listen, Clayton, I appreciate you coming on, man, explaining everything about the perfect game and this team just being smoking hot right now. It's been great, and we always appreciate you coming on in the middle of a series. Another game with Seattle tonight and tomorrow, so hopefully people will start going out and watching. It is a fun product to watch, so thank you so much.
Of course, Joe. Love the visits. Thanks for having me.
All right, Clayton McCall, Marlins manager, joining us here as he gets set for Game 2 after the nice comeback last night. Nice comeback. Woody?
You know what we got coming up tonight, Joe? We got the 4 for 44 deal.
My favorite.
Yeah, I know you like this one.
They
4
put that,
game tickets,
they put
4
that
hot
in
dogs,
a couple
4
years
sodas
ago.
or waters.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's
and 4 small popcorns. You like popcorn, right?
Love popcorn.
You're okay to eat popcorn. So that is tonight.
Love popcorn.
At 6:40. Then on Thursday, this is right up your alley here, Joe. Senior days. You can even take a friend with you. You get 2 complimentary
your
tickets.
Your poor dad.
Joe.
Can't even imagine what your poor dad has to go through with you. Yeah.
Friday night, we got the $5 Bud Happy Hour. 21 and up fans can enjoy $5 beers at Budweiser Bar before the first pitch. And then we got fireworks. It's also Military Appreciation Night. They have a jersey package available for that one. Saturday, we got the USA 250th celebration, red, white, and blue. We got a USA jersey package, and we got a Legends Pin Series package with Charles Johnson.
Love CJ.
Yeah.
One of my favorite all time. He's everybody's favorite.
Yep. And then on Sunday, we got a Billy the Marlin shoulder plush for the first 10,000 kids. We got alumni selfies, and we have Top Gun Day.
Yeah.
They also have the 4 for 44 that day as well.
They have a lot of great stuff, man. Listen, you get a really good marketing group behind, and then the team, the way they're playing. It's been fantastic. We got to go to break here. We got a lot more stuff to get to. Hey, I want to ask you if you need cash to pay off taxes, liens, judgments, IRS, high interest rates, second mortgages, credit, card debt. You can call Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage to help you out, 561, or I should say call or text him. A lot of people prefer to text. He'll get back to you either way. 561-441-2730. If you own a commercial or residential property with equity, call Michael right now. He can help you. Been helping Floridians for over 30 years. Looking to buy a home today, he'll get you pre-approved with little money down. Now's the time to lock in before interest rates go even higher. Call his cell phone. You can get a hold of him 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That man works on Saturday and Sunday. 561-441-2730. That's 561-441-2730. Nobody does it better than Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. Check out the reverse mortgage, first-time home buyers. He got a bunch of great programs for you. MLS 166254. Rates and terms subject to change. Daily without notice. He's an equal housing lender.
Delays continue in Miami-Dade. This traffic report is brought to you by Wadfork Foods. I-95 heading southbound. You're slow from Northwest 81st Street to I-195 East, Miami Beach, and Broward County. Also seeing an accident for you, causing backup I-95 southbound before Hallandale Beach Boulevard. That has your right lane blocked. Emergency cruiser at the scene. That's traffic. I'm Alia Escobar on FM 104.3, and you can listen to WQAM on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Before we get back to the show here, Joe, time for a stock market report brought to you by Anna John Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Due to some current events here, the market is not looking too strong this morning. Dow futures down about 500 points. NASDAQ down about 200. So
we're on and off, huh? With,
yeah, apparently.
Looks like we're off again.
Yeah.
All right.
This could hurt you at the pump, apparently. That's what I'm seeing on the front page of Yahoo Finance right now.
Yeah. Well, I'm not in California. Oh, my God. Those prices out there. I have to call the wife back here to find out how bad is it there. I just filled it up out here. Holy smokes. Hey, so anyway, we've want to thank Clayton for coming on this morning, talking to us a little bit about the Marlins as, man, they're just a couple of games out of it. You know, it's one thing to be a game or two out of the wild card. It's another to be a couple games out of being first place in the National League East. So that's where they are right now, and a lot of good stories, man. It's not just one. Obviously, you got a shortstop that's playing out of this world, but my God, three starting pitchers have been really good, and then just different guys. And it just seemed like a whole bunch of guys just kind of got hot starting the 1st of June. Just like, okay, let's get it rolling. Stowers got the hot bat going. Casey got going out in right field. Yeah, no, a lot of guys really started to pick it up. So it's been good stuff all the way around. We also have a lot of other stuff going on here, and we've been talking about, of course, the LeBron James watch is still on, and it's going to be on until they tell us you're out of it. You feel good about that it could happen here? There's still some people think, I don't know, he could still. I don't know. Is Giannis and Bam enough with the group? I don't know.
I mean, it doesn't make a ton of sense to me. Right? Like Cleveland makes a lot of sense for, the kind of finish his career where he started. I don't know, man. I don't know if he wants to deal with going back down here. And people were vicious when he went down here the first time. I don't know. Does he want to do another team-up job down here? And
what do you mean? Because the rest of the country is going to be upset if he comes and finishes it up here?
I would imagine it's not going to be a well-received decision.
I know, but this time at the end of his career, it'd be a real bitch move by everybody if they're upset about him coming down.
You know how
honestly, wherever he goes.
People were upset he posted a workout video the other day. Like, everyone's got their thing for this guy. Do I feel good about him coming to Miami? Probably not. They're probably, if I had to guess, maybe third on my list of teams he would go to. Cleveland being number one.
I don't
Golden
see
State probably number two.
the Golden State thing. I don't.
I just know he's buddies with Draymond.
I get it, but is he going just to like, hey man, we're all sitting out the same game tonight. We're going to get our ass kicked. The three of us sitting here.
Yeah. Well, it's the senior team. They can get in the Marlins game for free.
Man, I agree. Cleveland still looks like, although he didn't leave on great terms with ownership there. I don't know. I hope they sign James Harden so he's going, oh, man, I don't want to go now. I can't imagine him wanting to play. Very few guys that he does not want to play with. James Harden is not a LeBron kind of guy to play with, right? I don't know. It just seems like, hey, we got Chris Perkins from the Sun Sentinel Dolphins columnist going to join us coming up here. But before we get to that, I want to take a second to tell you about Chill Zone Air Conditioning. I just want to talk about the industry of air conditioning. it can be a dirty business. It can be rough. It can ruin a lot of days. You know this because you've had to call because it's hot and air conditioning units break down, and you run them. The harder you run them, the faster they run down. And when they do, you got to make a decision. There's a lot of choices out there. There's a lot. And they get a bad reputation because they never give you close to being when they're going to get there. The service is never that good. You get a lot of people that come out aren't very knowledgeable about, is it broken? Can it be fixed? Then you have somebody else come out and go, no, you don't need a new one. We can fix this one. So you're all over the place. If you're ready to try something brand new that's really good, starting with this, the president, Melissa De Verona, at Chill Zone Air Conditioning, takes all the phone calls every day. That's right. And if not, her brother-in-law takes them. And I want to let you know, they're the ones who run the company, and they're going to be there to make sure the crews are on time, the service is good. You're going to get a price that stays the same price. It doesn't change. It's just about a different way. And the biggest thing, the biggest pet peeve is somebody telling you they're coming out at 9 and they don't show up until 6 at night, and you waste a full day. That can put you in a really crappy mood. Well, that's not going to happen. They got a lot of great people working that have been with them for a lot of experience on every one of the trucks that goes out throughout South Florida every day. I just know you're going to have a great experience. And by the way, how many times you said, I want to talk to the president, I want to talk to the boss? Well, I'm right here. I'm answering the phone for you. She's wonderful, family owned and operating, ready to make sure you have a great experience with Chill Zone Air Conditioning. Tell them you heard it right here on 104.3 WQM. Say Joe Rosa, a good friend of mine, or you don't like me, either way, but you're using them. And whatever it is you need, air conditioning, repair, duct cleaning, or a brand new air conditioning unit, Chill Zone. Go to chillzoneac.com. Still chill. Stay chill with Chill Zone Air Conditioning. It works.